An opportunity stands before us tonight as the Grayson County Cougars welcome in one of the state's perennial powers in the Owensboro Red Devils. Playoff implications galore. The Cougars with a win could end tonight walking away with a home playoff game. But right now it's just all about respect and a chance to shake up the world. And a good evening and welcome here to Cougar Stadium for tonight's coverage of Grayson County Cougar football between the Grayson County Cougars and the Owensboro Red Devils. Sam Gormley and the former Cougar quarterback, Kaylor Decker. And Kaylor, Owensboro, they're a pretty good football team. There's no way to put it, but the momentum and the thought here going in is Grayson County gets to play with absolutely nothing to lose.
Exactly, and that's Owensboro does have something to lose, but we don't. We really don't. I mean, you have to look at it that way. Everything to lose versus everything to gain. And typically when somebody has nothing to lose, they get dangerous.
And that's the thing that Grayson County needs to have the mentality coming in here because, listen, Owensboro, as much as Grayson County thinks that this game is going to be a running clock very quickly, so do the ones over to our left right now in the white jerseys because they think the same thing. And when you can just stay around a little bit, you can get dangerous, and you never know what could happen. Cougars clinched a playoff spot last week. That makes you feel a little bit better going into tonight's game with a win against Ohio County. With a loss tonight, okay, let's go over playoff scenarios. We'll be talking about this throughout the game. With a loss tonight, Cougars are going to Greenwood in 2 weeks. It's that simple. If the Cougars win and Graves County beats Muhlenberg County, that's when it's going to be a little messy because we're going to have to jump into RPI, and we're going to have to do a lot of math. We're going to have to do some calculus. We're going to have to carry the one, get our abacuses out, and that's just going to get really messy. If Grayson County wins and Muhlenberg County beats Graves County, Cougars the number 1 seed hosting Christian County in 2 weeks. Those are the scenarios. We'll just lay it out there for you right now. Grayson County enters with a 3-game home winning streak, which is their longest since 2014. They're looking for only their 3rd undefeated home season in program history, the last one coming in 2009. Also in 1979, Cougars are looking for only their 2nd win over Owensboro in program history. The last was November the 5th of 2010 in the 5A playoffs, 28-22. Owensboro, 6-2, 4-0 in district play. With a win, Red Devils are the number 1 seed and will host Christian County in 2 weeks. Owensboro has defeated the Cougars in 6 straight games, and they're coached by Jay Fallon, who tonight's career game number 100. Grayson County and Owensboro, we're just about 30 minutes away from getting underway. We'll run down some of the getting you introduced to both teams and talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones. But next, we'll introduce you to Owensboro as this is Cougar football right here on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone.
I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are getting ready to welcome in the Red Devils of Owensboro, who enter with a record of 6-2, 4-0 in Class 5A. They're coached by Jay Fallon. Casey Boone, the starting quarterback, 67 of 101 on the season for 924 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Boone rushed the ball only 5 times, which means he's a true pocket passer. He's not going to be a guy that's going to get out there and beat you with the legs. But then that also stands out to me. He's only rushed the ball 5 times for negative 21 yards, which, Kaylor, I'm reading into that as probably
sacks.
Most of them are sacks, but 5 sacks in 8 games tells me this offensive line is really good. And what backs it up is these stats. Kenyatta Carbon, the starting running back, who is a phenomenal running back on the season, 102 carries for 1,003 yards and 18 touchdowns. That's just a casual 9.8 yards a carry with a touchdown every 5.7 carries. Just casual, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
just
every
5
carries he's scoring. That's not bad.
Yeah. Carbon has also caught 10 passes for 124 yards and a touchdown. And then, let's go to our backup running back, Dion Winstead. 19 carries for 267 yards and 6 touchdowns. Just a casual 14.1 yards a rush. That's our backup.
Okay, so we got a thunder and lightning combo here.
You do. It is, and it's tough. Now, if you want positive news, I guess, if you're Grayson, and I hate to say this is positive news because I hope that Khalil Rogers, the leading receiver for Owensboro, is okay, but he was in street clothes before the game, and I'm looking down to see if I can see him, and he still remains in street clothes as he's running down the field right now. He appears to not be playing tonight. Let's hope he's okay long term. That is 22 passes for 264 yards and 6 touchdowns. That's the favorite target of Casey Boone. He's not in. Ethan Pendleton, 15 passes for 229 yards. Blake Kimbrell, 9 passes for 159. And Gus Cecil, 9 catches for 128. Offensively, 44.8 points per game. They've scored 56-plus in every district game and are averaging 60.3 points in their 4 district contests. Team is 5 of 7 on 2-point conversions. They're also good on special teams because, of course, they are. 2 special teams touchdowns. Javion Robinson returning both a punt and a kickoff. And Kaylor, if my memory serves me, he had 1 last year against Grayson County as well. And I think he almost had 2, but he fumbled it at the back of the end zone. Yeah. Scoring defense, 12.9 points per game. In their 4 district games, they have allowed 22 points. That's total in 4 games. 5.5 points per game. 9 turnovers on the season. Zach Clark, Dion Winstead, Darion Crow, Khalil Rogers, Savon Hines are some of the players that have had defensive touchdowns because 5 of their 9 takeaways this year, they've returned for a touchdown. That's a pretty good percentage, if you ask me. Xander Early is their leading tackler. Andrew Lands is the kicker. Grayson County will introduce you to them coming up next. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are getting ready to take on one of the state's top teams in the Owensboro Red Devils. Grayson County entering the record of 4-4. They've won 3 straight games. Hunter Felty, the starting quarterback, 66 of 111, 738 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Your running backs that you'll need to know, Jaron Van Meter, 90 carries, 451 yards. averaging just over 5 yards a carry. But the X factor that I think has been the reason for some of, not the only reason, but a main reason for this Grayson County success has been the fullback, Waylon Bruce. He's played very well, Caleb.
He has. And I think he's gotten better every single game.
And tonight the Cougars are going to rely on a big back like Waylon Bruce to try and find holes in this Owensboro defensive line that is, well, they're pretty good. Grayson Chafin's the leading receiver, 14 catches, 154 yards. Jaron Van Meter, 12 catches, 131. Jaden Kinney, 11 for 112. Waylon Bruce, they like to use him in those screens. And when you get an aggressive defense like Owensboro, that can maybe set up some screens. Bruce, 10 catches, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Kaylor, I remember back in the Barron County game with Waylon Bruce, he had a screen that I remember you almost pulled all of your hair out because he took it to the edge instead of right up the middle. I'm not sure since that point, though, you've had to pull your hair out because he's made the adjustment.
He learned from it, and that's the important part.
Cougars are averaging 22 points per game, but 37 points at home per contest. Against Owensboro during their 6-game losing streak, though, only 6.2 points per game. Defensively, averaging just under 20, just under 88 through the air, 121.4 per game. But the thing that has been the biggest part about this Grayson County defense is turnovers. 18 total takeaways. Team's interception count is tied for second in the class, 16th overall in the state. Grayson Chafin's 4 interceptions. That's tied for first. Mason Carroll right behind him with 3 interceptions. Jackson Kane is the kicker. Cougars are coached by Brian Jones. We'll talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this. This is Cougar Football right here on K105.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Gormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, when you went back and watched film from the Ohio County game, what did you see, especially on that first drive, which I'm not sure you could have drawn that much better?
You know, I think there was a real commitment to moving the change and owning the line of scrimmage. And, you know, I felt like the kids did a really good job at executing depending on what we were in formationally, because we were in gun and spreading it out some. We got in the eye some that drive. We did a lot of different things to just kind of keep them off balance, and I felt like the kids did a pretty good job executing that. And, you know, it was a slow, methodical drive that we really like to hang our hat on. And, you know, 10 minutes off the clock is, I'd have to say, that may be the longest we've had here since I've been calling plays. So we've had a bunch of 8-minute drives, but 10 minutes, you know, it'd be tough to do a lot more than that. And so we're super proud of the kids on that effort to continue and to finish it. You know, sometimes those long drives, you have a tendency to get antsy and a little impatient, and you want to get points, and, you know, to continue to just chip away, and then finish it with points. You know, to me, that was what I would consider near perfection in football.
Hunter Felty is in a groove offensively, both running the ball, didn't throw a lot last week, but was efficient when he did. What has been different about him?
You know, I think he's relaxed a little bit. You know, he's got a quarterback coach that stays on him pretty tough, and, you know, trying to train him to keep his eyes downfield. not pay attention to things that are happening in front of you when you're in the pocket that kind of get you antsy and flush you out before you need to be. And so, we just continue to talk about those things, look at those things on film, work on them in practice. And so I think that, the more he's in those situations, the more comfortable you get with them, and, the better you respond to them. And so it's all, I think, an experience thing, and you mature as the season goes on, as you, again, replicate those situations that sometimes give you problems. But we're really finding ourselves and our identity with some option game, and Waylon Bruce getting better every game, and our protection and different things like that. So, all of it, I think, combined leads to better play by all.
Your defense has forced 18 turnovers this year. How impressive is that, and what does that do for your offense?
Well, the extra possessions for us on offense gives us more opportunity to score, and that's huge. But, that's, man, I'll be honest, it's as good as I've been around as far as turnovers in a long time that I can ever remember. I was just talking to Coach Embry the other day about the number of interceptions we have as a team and the individuals and the multiple interceptions that some of those guys have. And, talking to him about previous defenses here and what he thought about, the comparison is just in the turnover margin. I know there's been some teams that have been pretty stingy about giving up points, but as far as turnovers go, it's as good as I've been around a long time. Grayson Chafin's, with 4, and Mason with 3, and those guys are doing a heck of a job in the secondary. But then the forced fumbles and being around the ball and fumble recoveries and stuff as well. It is a momentum changer, but also the extra possessions just increase your chances of points.
We talked about this after the game on Friday night, but it's all about tonight is you get the opportunity. You don't have to take the opportunity. You don't have to play this team. You get to play this team. How do you make your team buy into that philosophy?
Well, I'll be honest, we talked about the 2010 game. The Grayson County was not the favorite. There were some really good players on that team, but, probably led by Hunter Gary. But, the guy that was really the hero that night was Cody Burcham, and he was just an average-sized kid that played fullback that ran really hard. And, so we've talked about that game. We've talked about those individuals. We talked about that team. We talked about the final drive of that game. Grayson County gets the ball with somewhere around 8 minutes to go and 75 yards to go, and it's a one-score game. And, the way that Coach Smart told it to me is basically we take the kickoff, and they proceeded to march down the field all the way to the 5, where they took a knee to run the clock out. And we talked about it this week, me and Coach Smart did, and he said, reminds me a lot of your Ohio County drive to open the game. And I said, well, that's what our point of emphasis this week is 3 yards in a cloud of dust, keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving, keep the offense off the field for them, and, try to finish drives with points. Let's see where we are late.
Defensively, Owensboro is as good as it gets. Hines in the middle, linebacker Clark. I could keep on naming names after names after names that are just really talented players. How do you move the ball against that?
Well, we're going to do some things that we feel like we're good at over the last few weeks. We're going to run the option. We're going to get in the eye. We're going to try to get Waylon Bruce some carries. We'll run some inside zone and some of our tempo stuff. Not that we're going to try to go tempo, but we're going to run some of those things that we feel like we were good at and we feel comfortable doing. And we're going to look back at some of the things that we did last year against them. We got to play them twice last year. And so, from the first game to the second game, we went back and looked at it some and some of the things that we felt like we were pretty good at, and and see, like I said, give the kids an opportunity to test their skill against somebody that's pretty doggone good, and see where we are in that, and give them everything we got.
Offensively, they average only just about 10 yards a run. Just a casual number like that. Obviously an absurd stat. How do you slow that down?
Well, you got to stick to your gap assignment, and you got to try to get Kenyatta before he gets going out in the open field, because he's an incredible athlete that's super dangerous in one-on-one situations. You got to get a lot of hats to the ball, and try to get him corralled up, because if he gets out in open space, he can not only fly, he can make you miss. He's pretty strong. He's got a good stiff arm. He's just a total package kind of player, and so. Stick to your assignment, do your job, and we've been talking about that for a few weeks. Nobody needs you to do more than what you're asked to do. Just do your job. And if we get 11 guys doing their job, then hopefully things go our way and we make some plays.
You win tonight, you open up the possibility of hosting a playoff game in 2 weeks instead of going on the road. How do you do that?
I think, again, we got to eat up clock. We've got to maintain possession and win that time of possession battle significantly. We need to have 8 and 10-minute play or 10-minute drives and keep the ball out of their hands. But those drives got to finish with points, obviously. We can't get down inside the 10 and stall and give them the ball and think that they can't go 90 because they can go 90 in one play. So got to finish with points. Got to not turn the ball over and try to maximize opportunities when we get a chance to get the ball away from them. And like I said, finish with points. Got to put points on the board to win.
Coach, good luck. One more here coming up in the locker room show after this.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Oh, that stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
If you guys want any... OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's a fake. Oh!
I am McGruff, the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars are getting ready to take on the Owensboro Red Devils. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here. And Kaylor, it's time for your keys or key to the game.
Well, yeah, this one's actually simple compared to the others. No on-the-field things. It's actually going to be a mentality thing. You're going to have that get-to mentality compared to that have-to mentality. You don't have to play Owensboro this week. You get to. I can remember, actually I don't remember, but in 1976 there was a movie come out about a southpaw named Rocky Balboa. And whenever he was picked by Apollo Creed to face him, he didn't have the mindset of, oh, I have to face the world champion. He had the mindset of, hey, I have the opportunity. I'm going to take it. And in the end, Rocky didn't come out winning, but he still ended up shaking the world. And the Cougars don't have to win tonight. They can keep this game close, 7 to 14 points. And that's still going to leave an imprint on people who are like, hey, they might be legit. And looking at maybe a team that's probably top 10 in the state, if you're competing with a team in one possession, that's a confidence booster for the team, and that puts other teams on alert as well.
Grayson County and Owensboro, we get close to getting underway. All of the play-by-play here on K105 comes up next. This is Cougar football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Grayson County and Owensboro moments away from getting underway here from Cougar Stadium as the Red Devils are getting ready to take the field down to our left. The Cougars getting ready to bust out of their blow-up tunnel down to our right. They have the big black O flag flying for the Red Devils. And here comes Grayson County taking the field right now as they come in from the right to the left. Owensboro prepares to take on as well. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here tonight on a beautiful night for football. It was chilly to start the week. We're going to have a beautiful weather-wise week coming up on this weekend. Yeah. Kaylor, it's a little chilly out there. It's going to get a little chilly by the end of the evening, but it is perfect weather for Grayson County football. As the Red Devils take the field, for Grayson County, they enter this game with a record of 4-4. Owensboro enters with a record of 6-6. It's the 16th matchup between the two teams. We'll have more on that here later on tonight. Grayson County picks up a opportunity here. They are going to start with the football. Brian Jones, you know, if he wins the toss, he wants the ball. And Kaylor, I think it probably adds to it because you start off the game with a drive like last week against Ohio County. Maybe not even 10 minutes, but if you can start out with a 6-minute drive, that can really set the tone in a game like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gut punch to them. I mean, they're already coming in hot, momentum. They feel like they got everything going, and then you come out, have a long, sustained drive. They kind of start thinking a little bit. They'll slow down, and you kind of have every opportunity to get them when they're vulnerable.
Grayson County enters the record of 4-4. Owensboro 6-2. The Red Devils in district play are 4-0. Grayson County 3-1. This game does have major playoff implications. We'll be sure to introduce you to those as the night goes on. It'll be Owensboro's Andrew Lands to kick off from left to right on your radio dial. As it's time for football in Litchfield between the Grayson County Cougars and the Owensboro Red Devils. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Andrew Lands to kick for the Red Devils. Back deep to return for the Cougars, Mason Carroll and Jaron Van Meter. The Cougars have come close a couple of times this year to breaking the big return. See if it can't happen right here, but it's a powerful leg from the senior kicker Andrew Lands for the Red Devils. A big district game here. It's the final district home game of the year, and it is underway for Grayson County. A far kick over to the far side. They're going to give it to Mason Carroll, who catches it at about the 8-yard line. He curls back here towards the near side. He's across the 15, gets up to about the 20, where he's going to be brought down, and Hunter Felty will lead the Grayson County offense out onto the field. On the season, the senior quarterback Felty, 66 of 111, 738 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, also rushed for 362 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's rushed for at least 91 yards in each of the last 3 football games. Officially, we're going to have the ball placed pretty much right at the 20-yard line. And for Grayson, it's going to be a good start into this game, especially offensively against a Owensboro defense that is phenomenal. They're going to start in the I formation with Waylon Bruce as the fullback, Jaron Van Meter as the deep back. The senior quarterback, Felty, goes under his center, Tanner Finley. They're going to keep it at Felty across the near side. He's going to pitch it to Van Meter, who has the edge. He's across the 25-yard line, dives out of bounds up to about the 29. And that actually, even the spot might even be a little bit better than that. It looks like it's going to be to the 30, which would be enough to move the chains and give a first down. Grayson County, the starting offense for the Cougars. Sawyer Drake, Matthew Phillips, Tanner Finley, Michael Sturdivant, and Will Scott is the offensive line. Hunter Felty, Jaron Van Meter, Waylon Bruce as the backfield. Jaden Kinney, Mason Carroll, and Grayson Chaffins of your starting offensive wide receivers. Same formation, I formation this time for Felty. It's going to be a handoff on the fullback dive. Up the middle goes Waylon Bruce, and he dives up and picks up about 4 yards diving forward. Good start for Grayson County. 2 plays accumulating. Looks like about 13 yards. They'll officially give Bruce 3.
And I think that first play kind of helped set the tone for Grayson. I mean, you come out, pick up a first down on the first play. What does that tell you? All right, we're not going to shy down and lose a fight to you. We're going to hit you in the mouth first play, and you're going to take it.
It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Grayson County. Ball's going to be placed on their own 33-yard line. 10 minutes, 45 seconds left here in opening quarter. Grayson County and Owensboro tied up 0-0. They're going to go the same formation. Felty under center. Bruce the fullback. Van Meter is the deep back. Felty takes a long time to look at Brian Jones, the head coach, to make sure everybody's on the same page. It's going to be kept by Felty. Again, a pitch, low pitch to Van Meter. He makes a man miss, crosses the 35-yard line, gets up to about the 37 for Jaron Van Meter. Give him about 4 yards on the run, and it'll bring up 3rd down and manageable for Grayson County. This Owensboro defense is really good. A very talented team. On the season, 12.9 points per game. In their 4 district games, they have allowed 22 total points for an average of 5.5 points per game in district play. On the ground, 86.4 yards per game, 104.4 through the air. As it'll be 3rd down and about 2 coming up for Grayson County. Ball placed on their own 38-yard line. Big play early on in this game for Grayson to try and continue to build the momentum. Handoff, Bruce dives up, and it looks like he got enough for the first down. He does get up across the 40-yard line, up near the 42, give him about 4 yards on the run, and more importantly, a first down Cougars. Brian Jones, the head coach for Grayson County, 13-14 in his 3rd year, 25-64 overall, looking for his first win against Owensboro as the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars. Felty gets the play call from the aforementioned Jones. Good start offensively,
yes,
Kaler.
And running the veer is a perfect counter to aggressive defenses like this. You're forcing Owensboro to kind of slow down and know their responsibility instead of going with their ears pinned back.
9:15 to go here in the first quarter. Fullback dive up the middle to Bruce, and once more Waylon Bruce dives up to about the 45-yard line. You can give him about 3. Brian Jones talked in the open saying that he thought Waylon Bruce could get 3 yards a run, and his philosophy was well, listen, if we just keep going 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards, we'll be able to go. Yeah. We'll be able to go all the way down the field because you get 4 plays to get 10, and 4 times 3 is 12.
I mean, it's a good philosophy. I like it. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Exactly. 2nd down and 7 will come up for Grayson. 8:40 to go here in the first quarter. Cougars and Owensboro all knotted up at 0 here early on. Grayson County on their opening possession of the game. Mason Carroll goes out wide to the right. Grayson Chaffins down here to the near side. Again, the I formation for Grayson. Ball placed pretty much in the center of the field at the Grayson County 45-yard line. Man shifts from the right side to the left side of the line. Another fullback dive for Waylon Bruce. As he dives forward, he was hit by like a ton of bricks. Looked like the first man in there to make contact was Braden Friels for Owensboro, and looks like maybe a gain of 1 yard to the 46-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 for Grayson. Be interesting to see here what Brian Jones does. You have to imagine Kaler, that he's probably thinking 4-down territory immediately.
Especially depending on how this play goes. Like if he loses a couple yards, probably not. But if he's about at least 4 yards away, he's going for it.
3rd down and 6 coming up for Grayson. Owensboro showing blitz across the near side. It is another run for Bruce up the middle. He keeps the legs moving. Picks up about 2 or 3 on the run. You're looking at about 4th down and about 3 or 4 for Grayson. And it looks like Brian Jones isn't thinking twice. He's keeping the offense out on the field.
And, I mean, that's a coach showing his players he's having the same philosophy that he wants them to have. You're not shying down from the fight. You're going to be aggressive. Be the aggressor in the situation.
4th down and about 4 coming up for Grayson. They need to get the ball to the Owensboro 48-yard line. Instead, it is on their own 48-yard line. I formation, a wide receiver on each side. Jackson Kane shifts from the right side to the left side of the line. 7 minutes left here in quarter number 1. Owensboro is showing blitz from the linebacker position. They are expecting run as they're loading up the block box. And a timeout is going to be called here by Grayson County. Was Brian Jones trying for a hard count there, Kaler?
It was a no play.
And let's see here. Do you still keep the offense out on the field?
I think you do. I think it sends a message early like, hey, we're not here to joke around and just lay down and let you get all over us and beat us. That's not who we are. That's not our identity. We're here to deliver the hit, not take them.
The playoff implications are huge tonight for Grayson County. It's this simple. If the Cougars do lose to Owensboro, it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
They head to Greenwood in 2 weeks in the playoffs against a very talented Greenwood team who beat South Warren last night. If the Cougars win and Graves County beats Muhlenberg County, that's where it gets really messy and we have to jump into the RPI, as Grayson County looks like they are going to punt and send Jackson Kane back. If Grayson County wins and Muhlenberg County defeats Graves County, Cougars the number 1 seed hosting Christian County. Owensboro, did the ball come out there, Kaler? Bad snap.
Bad snap.
It's a bad snap, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for Grayson. A bad snap turns the ball over, and that is not what you wanted if you're the Grayson County Cougars, to give Owensboro now the ball at the 47-yard line, because I'm sure Brian Jones is saying, well, heck, if we'd have done that, we'd have just gone for it.
Should have just gone for it.
Owensboro's offense trots out onto the field. Casey Boone, the starting quarterback, 67 of 101, 924 yards, 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, but it's Kenyatta Carbon, the man that you need to know. A phenomenal running back, averaging just about 10 yards a run. It'll be Boone to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to scramble. He's across the 45, across the 40 to the 35. Slides down to the 35-yard line. We mentioned, Kaler, in the pregame that Boone only had rushed 5 times for negative 21 yards, and he runs forward to pick up a couple of yards there.
And rush lanes have been a problem for us in the pass game this year. We've kind of been undisciplined with them because we don't see many passing teams, but they can, especially against Owensboro like this, it will hurt
Hand off
you.
Carbon on the sweep left side. He's got big space to work. He's across the 25, inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. He goes in untouched. Touchdown Owensboro. Kenyatta Carbon, a 35-yard touchdown run, and it's the Red Devils that strike first with 6 minutes and 28 seconds to play. But there's some laundry on the field, and this one is coming back. Holding call against the Red Devils, as Carbon was not touched.
No, he was not.
And maybe he was not touched because one of his receivers might have had a little bit too much of the jersey, but still, Kevin Embry, the Grayson County defensive coordinator, is looking at his defense, and he's not happy.
No, I don't blame him. I mean, even if there's holding, somebody's supposed to be there. I mean, I don't think the guy that got held was the guy responsible for making that tackle, so somebody didn't do their job.
Turns out to be a 0-yard penalty. It goes back to the original line of scrimmage. 1st down and 10. Handoff near side to Carbon. He goes across the 30 to the 25 to the 20. Breaks a tackle. Continues to dive forward and gets down to the 15-yard line on the run for Kenyatta Carbon. Carbon on the year, entering tonight's game, 102 carries for 1,003 yards, 18 touchdowns, averaging 9.8 yards a carry and a touchdown every 5.7 carries.
And another hold.
But another penalty flag on the play is going to back this one up for Owensboro. And maybe this is the reason why Carbon is having as big a holes as he is. But also,
he's just that. That line is good, and he's athletic.
He's a really, really good running back. I mean, there's no other way to put it than that. He's just a phenomenal player. Two wide receivers to the left, one here to the near side. A running back on each side. Carbon will go out wide to the left. They fake the handoff to Barksdale. A hit in the backfield for Carbon. He breaks away from it up the far sideline to the 30, to the 25, and that's where he's going to be brought down near the 20-yard line, and that is a huge missed tackle in the backfield for Grayson County.
I mean, Jaron read it perfectly. He even wrapped the kid up. It's just there's some situations you can't do anything, and that's one of those situations where a player made a play.
18 yards on. I'm not sure if they'll end up counting that as a pass or a run, as it was very close to being either or. 5:45 left in the first quarter. No score between Grayson County and Owensboro. It's a handoff left side. Carbon breaks a tackle near the first down marker as he gets down inside the 10-yard line. And that is going to bring up first down and goal now for the Red Devils as the ball is going to be placed down at the 10-yard line. And right now Grayson County has had no answer for Kenyatta Carbon in this game. But then again, not many teams have. In the gun goes Boone. Carbon to the left. They're going to give it to Carbon one more time. Up the middle, carrying the pile forward. He's inside the 5. And it looks like he's going to be brought down near about the 2 or the 3-yard line on the run for Owensboro. 5:25 left here in the first quarter. No score between Grayson County and Owensboro. Looks like officially the ball's down to the 3-yard line. 7 yards on the run there for Carbon. They're going to load it up. Boone will go under center. Extra blocker into the game. Man shifts in motion. It's going to be a jet sweep handoff left side going into the end zone. Touchdown for Evan Hampton, the freshman. Oh, he's short. Hampton had the edge on the run, and I guess he is short of the goal line. He's going to get 2. I thought for sure that he was going to be able to get in because he had a huge edge, and we got an injured player, it appears, down on the play on the far side for Grayson County.
Well, I think what happened is they blocked it too well, and they kind of got in his way. And so he didn't really have any room to get through on the edge.
I can't tell who the Grayson County player is injured down on the far side of the field.
I think it's Mason Carroll because he would be the corner to that side.
There's kind of a dip of a drain over on that side of the field, and he's laying down in that drain. Let's hope whoever it is, they're okay. Looks like they're going to maybe play this play as Carroll, if it is Mason Carroll, who I don't see on the field right now. He's well off the field. It'll be 3rd down and 1 here from the 1-yard line. Handoff, left side, and did they stop him short? No, just getting in over across the left side on the run. As the Cougar defensive line really could not have played that one much better.
No.
And I didn't get a number on that, Kaler.
I didn't either.
I think it might have been Gus Cecil on the run.
It was the up back, I can tell you that much.
I think it was number 24, Gus Cecil, on the run. And Owensboro on Andrew Lands to attempt the extra point. It's a good snap, good hold, kicks long enough. He split the uprights. Owensboro leads 7-0, 4 minutes, 56 seconds to play here in the first quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Gus Cecil has the 1-yard touchdown run, and Owensboro leads 7-0 with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left to play here in the first quarter as Lands has the kick over to the far side, and it's caught at about the 10-yard line across the 15 to the 20. Outside the numbers and getting across the 25-yard line on the return for Grayson County. That's where the Grayson County offense will come back out there, as that was Jaron Van Meter on the return for the Cougars. In the last offensive drive for Grayson, I think you saw some good things, Caleb.
And that's reassuring to the offense, because last year we really didn't have success in those first couple drives, and that affects you. That lingers the rest of the game.
4 minutes, 49 seconds left here in the first quarter of play. Officially, the ball is to the 28-yard line of Grayson County, as it was runs to the outside that set up that drive. It was the option runs, and Waylon Bruce really was effective as a runner as well. Last-second substitution as Kenton Cornwell comes into the game for Grayson County, probably in place of Mason Carroll, who I believe was the injured Cougar. Shotgun formation this time for Grayson. They're going to hand it off. Van Meter backfield. He's hit for a loss. He had not much to work with, as immediately that line pushed up on him, and looks like they're going to say officially maybe a loss of only 1 yard for Van Meter. Van Meter, as a running back, entered this game 90 carries, 451 yards, 8 touchdowns, averaging just over 5 yards a carry. As Hunter Felty checks in, or back in, after getting the play call from the third-year head coach Brian Jones. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for Grayson. Ball placed on their own 27-yard line from the far hash. Back to the I. Bruce the fullback. Van Meter is the deep back. Felty under center. Kept by Felty. Pitch here to Van Meter, and he trips as he tried to make the break, and he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to say officially a loss of 1 yard, and the Cougars are going in the wrong direction to start this second drive of the game.
That play was ran to perfection, except one thing. Then it was the perimeter blocking. That play on the inside was perfect. It's just perimeter blocking springs big plays like that, and we didn't do a good job blocking on the perimeter, and that's what caused us to lose yards. And
what happened, I think, is that because that block was missed, Van Meter tried to make a move.
And then he tripped.
And when the move happened, the turf monster got it. It'll be 3rd down and about 13 coming up for Grayson. They'll go in the shotgun formation. You got a bunch to the right side with Waylon Bruce to the right of Felty, who is in the shotgun formation. Felty looks to pass, rolls out, throwing off into the flat. It is complete to Kenton Cornwell. He's up the far sideline, dives towards the first down marker. It's all going to depend on the spot, but the second effort might have gotten him there.
Now that's a good read.
What an effort by Kenton Cornwell, and it looks like he is going to be a half a yard short. It is very close. The head official is walking up. He's going to look at this play. He's walking over. He's getting real close to see how close this is. And he's going to say 4th down. Cornwell is only about 5'3". If he was 5'4", he'd have had that first down.
And that was probably one of the best examples I've seen of Hunter staying in the pocket and delivering one under pressure. Because typically he will have a tendency to kind of run around and panic, but he didn't, and I'm glad he chose this game not to do it, because this is a game where it's going to happen a lot.
4th down and inches for Grayson County. Brian Jones keeping the offense out onto the field. They need to get 1 yard, and Owensboro has just about everybody in. It's a quarterback sneak up the middle, and it does not look like they got it. They were diving forward, and they did not get it. Turnover on downs on the loss. Kenton Cornwell did everything he could on that last play to get the Cougars the first down. They deemed him just short, and the Cougars can't pick it up on the quarterback sneak. 7-0, Owensboro leads 3:10 left here in the first quarter.
I still think these two offensive drives have been successful. You are moving the ball against one of the top 5 defenses in the state.
It's a really, really good defense. There's just no other way to put it. Casey Boone in the shotgun formation. Owensboro's last drive was Kenyatta Carbon left and right, and it's Carbon. He makes a spin move, comes here to the near side to the 30, breaks another tackle to the 25. He's into the 20, to the 15, to the 10, sidesteps the sideline, and they're going to say he steps out of bounds.
There's a flag. We got some flags again.
More penalty flags come, and I'm sure that head coach Jay Fallon, who's the head coach for Owensboro, coaching in his 100th game tonight, 77 and 22 in his 8th season overall. He can't be happy with what his team has done with at least his offensive line and how they've played, because they've had some holds, and it's been wide receivers as well.
Yeah, I think this last one was on the receiver.
Officially, that ball is going to get to about the 20-yard line. So it's still a 17-yard gain for the Red Devils. In the shotgun formation, they're going to bring back in the freshman Evan Hampton. who's almost like a fullback. He lines up to the left. It's a handoff. This time it is not to Carbon, but it is instead to Winstead, who goes across the left side, gets down inside the 10-yard line. And Winstead, again, another phenomenal running back. And you could probably say that there aren't many teams in the state he would start on. And he's the backup.
Yeah, it's a two-headed monster back there.
Give him 13 yards on the run. He visited a couple of weeks ago Miami, Ohio. Already as a sophomore, starting to get looks. Winstead lines up to the left. They'll give it to him. This time right up the middle he goes. He dives towards the goal line, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown Owensboro, a 7-yard touchdown run by Dion Winstead. And it is the Red Devils now on top 13-0 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. This Owensboro offense, it's clear that they are really good.
And especially on the ground game. I mean, that two-headed monster they have in the backfield is, I don't know many teams in the state that will stop that.
Andrew lands to kick. Kick is up long enough, and he put it through. Owensboro now leads 14-0 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. And Kaylor, you mentioned that the offense, I think we've seen some good things. How do they take the next step on this third drive?
It's just got to be, you have to be consistent with it. I mean, it's harder than, it's easier said than done, but you have to be able to compound multiple plays in a row. And I think we did that much better on the first drive than the second drive. But you have to know they're going to adjust to what you're doing, and you have to be able to, especially the coaching staff, has to be ready to make adjustments as well. So, I mean, this has to fall on the players and the coaches.
And I think we've seen the option work.
Yes, I mean, against an aggressive defense, that works to perfection. It's just the perimeter blocking has to be there in order for it to spring, because if that block is picked up on the option we ran last time, I think Jared might end up hitting his head on the goalpost.
See a couple of score updates to bring you. Edmonson County and Monroe County, they're all knotted up at 8 with 1:07 left to go in the first quarter. Some other score updates. Davis County on top of Apollo, 14-0, 4:09 left in the first quarter. Graves County jumps out to an early 7-0 lead against Muhlenberg County with 8:30 left in the first quarter, coming down from the Mayfield area. Those appear to be most of the score updates that we have to bring you. Butler County on top of Clinton County, 14-0 at the end of the first quarter, and Allen County Scottsville leads Russell County 14-0 as well. Lands to kick, back deep, and picking it up at about the 5-yard line, and on the return across the 10 to the 15, up to across the 25-yard line. That was a nice little return there for Grayson County. And I think, was that Mason Carroll back into the game?
He was.
Tell you what, Mason Carroll's a gamer. He's left the game with a couple of injuries, and I'm not sure. He's back in there.
Yeah.
He's a gamer. And Brian Jones, I mean, he really has not played a lot of football. And I think Brian Jones has to be very happy with what he's seen from Mason Carroll as a cornerback, as a wide receiver. I mean, he's just made good plays.
He is.
Grayson's going to get it at their own 27-yard line. Let's see what they do here on drive number 3. It'll be the I formation. Waylon Bruce and Jaron Van Meter are the running backs behind Felty. Red Devils showing blitz. Handoff Van Meter. Breaks a hole. He's wrapped up and he's driven backwards. As breaking into the hole was Kanye Johnson for Owensboro. Did the ball come out at the end, Kaylor?
Yep. And the way they're motioning.
It did come out, and it looks like it's going to be a fumble, Grayson County, and it looks like Owensboro is going to get the football back.
They motioned to.
It is. They're pointing Owensboro football. I'm surprised they didn't say he was down by progress.
I am too. I mean, I thought he was already stopped and he was going backwards. I mean, at that point it becomes forward progress. But
so it's a fumble for Grayson County. Owensboro is going to get the football back here. 2:15 left here in the first quarter. And after this game really started well for Grayson. It's turning a little bit right now, and the defense has got to find a way to slow down this Owensboro offense, who, if it isn't for shooting themselves in the foot, has had nothing negative happen to them at all. Boone will pass. Steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, and it is intercepted by Grayson County. Breaking up the near sideline 20 to the 25. He has a blocker in front of him across the 30-yard line. Grayson County comes up with the answer on the big-time interception, and pulling it down on the play was Hunter Felty. His first interception of the season, Grayson County's 12th of the year. The Cougars now have sole possession for second in the class of total interceptions on the year, and Sheriff Norman Chaffins has to dole out $50 more as a donation. He's now up to 600 big ones as a donation to the Grayson County football program. What a play there by Hunter Felton.
Yeah, I mean, and Hunter did a great job of reading the eyes, and I told you before, I don't know if we were on air, but I told you before that he is susceptible to kind of looking at his receivers and staring them down, and Hunter knows that, and he kind of just read his eyes and undercut it.
The officials are talking after this play. They still haven't moved the chains. And it looks like we're about a penalty on Grayson, but I didn't see.
I think it was a block in the back.
I was going to say, I never saw an official call from the head official. He never really told us. Well, now they're moving the chains. I got a little worried there when the chains hadn't moved that it was something before the play, and it was going to be called on Grayson. But instead, it is Grayson County football. They're going to have it on their own 24-yard line. And after fumbling on your first play, Kaler, as an offense, that has to be a huge burst to you.
I mean, it's like that fumble didn't happen.
I formation for Grayson County. It'll be Felty under center, Bruce. On the dive, it is given to Bruce, and he will carry it maybe for no gain on the play. And it does look like they are going to officially give him maybe even a loss of about a half a yard on the run. Second down and 10 for Grayson County. Ball is going to be placed on the 24-yard line. They're going to officially say really no gain with 1:20 left here in the first quarter. Felty pitch to Van Meter. Stutter steps in the backfield, and he is wrapped up immediately. And in there on the tackle for Owensboro was Elijah Hampton, the freshman. He came downhill and made a really nice play on Van Meter. It's a loss of 2 yards.
And do you remember the Hancock game with how their linebackers played?
I do. I like to forget that game because it wasn't pretty.
These linebackers play like that, except they're faster and they're stronger. And they like to get downhill quicker. So, I mean, I expect at some point for Jones to pull out a play action of some sort to get those linebackers out of position and to open up the middle of the field.
It'll be 3rd down and 12 for Grayson County. Offset I formation. Felty pitch to Van Meter. Stutter steps back here towards the near side of the backfield, and he is driven backwards and kind of speared into the ground on the run. Is in there on the tackle for Owensboro was Gus Cecil and Ethan Goff. And that is going to push Grayson County backwards again, and you got to imagine this is probably going to be a punting situation.
I'd say so. It's such a short field. And
but Brian Jones will have the decision to happen as we head to the end of the first quarter. It is Owensboro 14, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
Grayson County trails 14-0 here at the start of the start of the second quarter. And the first play of this second quarter will be a punt by Jackson Kane. As he stands back, lets it fly, and it's a good punt by Kane, and it's going to be caught back at about the 37-yard line by Owensboro, who has an electric return across the 50-yard line to the 45 to the 40, breaks a tackle here at the 30-yard line, still moving up the sideline. He's inside the 15, he's inside the end zone. Owensboro returns the punt return for a touchdown, and the Red Devils now lead 20-0 because it doesn't look like there's any laundry on the field.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
That is a touchdown return by Javion Robinson, and Owensboro now leads 20-0 on the punt return touchdown.
I would say if you're going to punt to them, make sure it goes out of bounds, because their skill kids are just the most electrifying people I've honestly seen in my 4 years playing.
63 yards on the return by Robinson. Andrew Lands on to attempt the extra point. He's 40 of 40 on the season. And you can make that 41 of 41. Owensboro leads 21-0, 11:44 to play here in the second quarter. This is Cougar Football on K105.
With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
With the My
Oh boy. What? We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you.
Javion Robinson returns the punt, 63 yards for the touchdown, and Owensboro leads 21-0 against Grayson County. And a kick coming from Andrew Lands from right to left on the radio dial is caught back by Van Meter at about the 12-yard line. Van Meter across the 20, stutter steps to the 25, back towards the middle. Gets up to about the 30-yard line on the return of about 18 yards for the junior, Jaron Van Meter. The Grayson County offense trots back out onto the field. Kayla, we've seen some good things. We've seen some bad things tonight for Grayson County on offense.
And the thing about Owensboro is they're going to take your weaknesses and they're going to expose them about 10 times greater than what they are. And your strengths aren't going to look as good as they would against other teams.
I know you told me, I think it might have been even last week, that you enjoyed playing against Owensboro because it taught you this is what I'm good at and this is what I'm not good at.
And it's a teaching moment. It really is.
And hopefully these players can take that because, listen, you've got at least 2 more games.
Yes.
I formation for Grayson, no matter what happens in this game here this evening. I formation for Felty. Waylon Bruce is the fullback. The deep back is Van Meter. It's a handoff to Felty, or rather to Bruce. He dives forward and
about 5 yards.
Looks like we are going to get about 5 yards on the run there for Waylon Bruce. And officially they're only going to say 4 to the 34-yard line.
I mean, every other game was challenging too, but this was one where you know that the kids you're going against are going to make you work for every single thing you do.
2nd down and 6 for Grayson. Again, they're sticking with the eye. We've only seen one pass thrown in the game, and it went for about 12 yards. Triple option carry by Felty left side, and he is sandwiched by the defensive line. First man in there was none other than Savon Hines, who is a big man, Caleb.
Yeah, he is.
I don't want to bring back flashbacks for you because he's a big guy. And he's not fun, probably to be hit by.
Yeah, I've got hit a couple times.
It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Grayson. What are you calling here, Kaler?
I think he's going to stick with the eye right here, but I don't know if he wants to go with the option again because they're kind of starting to key in on it and they're getting there before the mesh point's completely through. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does do like a tight end dump type thing out of the eye, but I think he's going with the gun.
3rd down and 6, and you are right, Kaler. It will be the shotgun formation. Bunch receivers here to the near side as the Cougars are working from left to right. Felty to pass. Sets up the screen, and he is going to be sacked on the play. as he had the open pass, but Jeremiah Goodwin got in there at the second effort. He tried to look to the second read, and he didn't have time for the second read.
The second read. The second read was going to be open, but the thing is, it wasn't time to get open.
Jeremiah Goodwin gets the sack for Owensboro, and the Cougars are going to be forced to punt with 9 minutes and 35 seconds left here in this first half of action.
And I told Hunter before the game, I was like, listen, your reads are going to get faster. The pass that comes out faster.
Kane gets the punt away. It's a booming kick. Caught back at the 35-yard line. He drops it. He picks it back up, breaking more tackles. To the 40 is Robinson. He tries to get outside the numbers to the 45, to the 50. He's got blockers in front of him. 40, 35, 30. Still up the far sideline. Makes another man miss to the 20, to the 25. He is inside the end zone. Back-to-back punt returns for a touchdown by Javion Robinson. This one from 65 yards, and Owensboro now leads 27-0. And that is not what you want. Brian Jones' headset is off. Not happy at all.
I can't imagine a reason he should be happy right now. I mean, this game got off to a decent start for us, and it kind of just, it's been an avalanche downhill.
That one about 65 yards. Not a good snap. It's a great job of holding, and Andrew Lands puts the extra point through the uprights. It is 28-0. Owensboro leads after Javion Robinson's second punt return touchdown of the game. And right now, any energy that Grayson County had, Kaler, has been sucked out with a straw.
And I mean, I don't know how to tell them what to do on the punt, because I mean that's just an athlete being an athlete.
And he's a great player. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. I mean, he's a great athlete out there for Owensboro. And what is Brian Jones telling his team right now?
Well, I mean, he's going to have to tell them mentality-wise, you can't give up. I don't care what the score is. I don't care what that scoreboard says. You're not giving up now. And he's seen the offense move the ball, so he has to be able to continue to get that offense moving the ball and continue to let these kids know that even if the game goes out of whack, there's things to build on, and almost use this as a practice.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, it's you're right. It's 28-0. It is. I mean, your first drive started off great. Since that point, it has not been good at all. But I think you do have things to build upon, and you can at least make this game respectable. As Mason Carroll picks it up on the bounce at the 15-yard line on the return. He's across the 25. He's got space to work across the 30-yard line. Gets up to about the 35. And a late shove out of bounds, but Mason Carroll with a nice return. I think really special teams returns have gone pretty well for Grayson tonight.
And that's been all year. I mean, they haven't
broken it.
They haven't hit the big one, but all year they have been 30s, 35s, 40s. I think we've gotten across midfield on one or two. There hasn't been that chunk one, but they have never been bad.
8:57 left to play here in this first half. It is 28-0. Owensboro on top of Grayson County. See if Cougars might try to open up the air game a little bit more here as they go trips down here to the near side. Felty in the shotgun. Waylon Bruce lines up to his right. It's kept by Felty, and he's immediately hit by Goodwin and dropped for a loss back to about the 19 or the 29-yard line. That's a loss of about 6 yards.
So what happened there is Hunter's reading that guy. The thing is, he initially took the running back. You just have that good of a player that can double play it. It's a very bad situation to be in as a quarterback.
Second and 16 for Grayson.
Because no matter what he does, he's wrong.
And it's one of those plays that unless you're Lamar Jackson, you're not getting out.
You're not getting away. I mean, it's the hard truth. You're not getting away from it.
And Hunter's a good athlete, but he's not Lamar.
You're not Lamar. I don't think anybody's Lamar.
In the shotgun formation goes Felty, rolling here towards the near side, fakes the pass, now rolling. He's trying to call his offense. Now he's going to run for it, and he's maybe going to pick up about 1 yard. As he was trying to call for his receivers to move down the field a little bit more, keeping the eyes up, and Felty's going to get 1 yard on the quarterback scramble up to the 30-yard line.
And these passing windows against Owensboro are just tight. They are one of the best coverage teams I ever played against. And then you have the threat of their elite pass rush that they have. I mean, it was a nightmare.
There's a reason they're as good of a team as they are. It's that simple to play.
The front and the back half of that defense play so well together. It was a pain in my butt to even complete a pass.
3rd down and 15 for Grayson. 2 wide receivers on each side, ball placed in the near hash. Owensboro showing blitz. They rush 5. They set up a screen to Waylon Bruce. Runs into one of his own men at the 30-yard line to the 35. He's up to the 40, across the 40-yard line, and he's just a little bit short of that first down marker. As he ran into one of his offensive linemen.
It might have actually helped him.
And it did.
I mean, because the guy was coming to the side he was on, and Waylon just used the lineman as a shield, as he should, on the screen, and it ended up working.
It picks up 13 yards on the run, and you're 4th down and 3. And obviously, Brian, what do you have to lose at this point?
Nothing.
Keep the offense out there with 6:34 to go here in the first half, and you're losing 28-0. You had nothing to lose coming into this game.
I mean, you have every reason to be the aggressor right now.
Yeah, and I think that's probably part of it, is he's letting this time roll down. He's still talking with Hunter Felty, probably making sure that every decision is made. Maybe he'll just take a timeout.
Yeah, I think he's going to.
That's exactly what he's going to do, to think about it a little bit more. I thought he called timeout. Or I guess he looked at the official and said when the clock comes down, he's going to call the timeout. And we're waiting.
The official should be now. Yep.
There it comes. Timeout, Brian Jones. With 5:52 left here in the first half, Grayson County trails 28-0. I know I'd be remiss if I didn't give, this would be our second shout-out in as many of weeks, but we could shout out every broadcast and it still wouldn't be enough. I want to give a huge birthday shout-out to Mr. Spirit. He celebrated 86 years young on Wednesday. So I know Mr. Spirit, as if you've been listening, you well know. If you're an Owensboro fan joining us tonight, you might not know the name Mr. Spirit, but if you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, you see his face, you see the big orange hat, you know exactly who he is. He is Grayson County through and through. For those who've been unaware, he's been battling cancer, as he's going to find out hopefully here very soon some very good news. He celebrated his birthday on Wednesday, 86 years young. Mr. Spirit, we know you're locked in listening here with us tonight. Give you the biggest shout-out that we can, the biggest shout-out that we've ever given here, the K105 Sports crew. Happy birthday. We love you and can't wait to see you again. Out of the timeout, Grayson County will have it 4th down and 3, and I know Mr. Spirit wants nothing more than a first down right here. Kaler.
It looks like to me they're going straight man. And they're telling them, listen, our guys are better than yours. And
trips to the left side. Felty throws on the slant, and it is incomplete. As it was intended over the middle to Jaron Van Meter, it couldn't be completed, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, and the ball is going to head back towards Owensboro.
So what they did that kind of threw Hunter off is they showed blitz by that linebacker. The linebacker dropped. And because it was actually just a cover one robber, that linebacker was the robber, and that linebacker dropped into that zone, and if that's normal cover 0, Jaron's open, but Owensboro's so complicated they're not going to run a basic coverage.
1st down and 10 for Owensboro. Casey Boone to pass, steps up, throws over the middle, pass complete at the 25-yard line, down to about the 22. Hunter Felty in there on the tackle, but not before the pass was complete to Gus Cecil over the middle, and that's going to be a pickup to the 21-yard line of about 22 yards. And immediately Owensboro going back into the hurry-up offense mode. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 here to the near side. Handoff Carbon. Carbon across the 20, inside the 10. He's inside the 5. He's inside the end zone. Touchdown Owensboro. They now lead 34-0 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to play here in the first half. And it'll be interesting to see here if
they're bringing the kicker on.
They are bringing the kicker on, so they're not going to want to go for the running clock situation just yet.
I figured they would.
I wouldn't blame them if they did, Kaler. 21-yard run there by Carbon. Andrew lands in his career on PATs, 186 of 189 coming into the game, and he's 4 of 4 tonight, so you can do the math. And you could just add one more to that count. It is 35-0. Owensboro leads 5 minutes and 25 seconds to play here in half number 1, and you could tell this Cougar sideline is deflated right now.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I think the question right now is how do you find the answer if you're Grayson County? Because, listen, there are things that you can do to, if not you're making the scoreboard respectable, you're making yourself feel respectable because it's tough.
That's what you have to do. I mean, it's not really about the scoreboard anymore. It's about how you feel and how the confidence you're going into next week, because I know Hart County has a great record, but that is a winnable game. And the game after that, that's a winnable game. So, I mean, you have to be able to keep going in your mind and being able to build confidence with yourself with the different plays that have success, things like that.
Because, listen, some of these plays tonight, I mean, listen, Greenwood is a really good football team this year. And you're going to have to make sure that you come out and play extremely well, because you're going to have to find some of these plays. And here's the thing. If it works against Owensboro, you better believe it's going to work against Hart County. It's going to work against Greenwood. It's going to work against whoever you play against. I mean, it'd probably work against Frederick Douglass, Louisville St. Xavier, the Kentucky Wildcats.
And I think Jones is probably making mental notes in his mind, too, of what is our strengths and what is our weaknesses as of now.
To kick is Andrew Lands. It's a back end-over-end kick, caught at about the 10-yard line for Jaron Van Meter. He's across the 20, runs into one of his blockers, and he's dropped down at about the 22-yard line, and that's where this Grayson County offense is going to trot back out onto the field, trying to find that play that would be your Kentucky Wildcats play of, if you can move the ball against this Owensboro team.
You can move the ball on anybody.
You can move the ball against anybody.
And I know in the NFL they run a play, doesn't work, they mark it off with red. And I think that's what Jones is probably doing in his mind right now, saying, all right, we've ran this play so many times. It's not working. It's getting cut off.
5:19 left to go here in the first half. Grayson County's offense trots back out onto the field. And it'll be 1st down and 10 for Hunter Felty, and this Grayson County offense. Ball is placed on their own 23-yard line. It'll be the shotgun formation for Felty with Waylon Bruce. It'll be Felty to pass, steps up, and he is hit immediately. Savon Hines in there on the tackle for Owensboro, and that's going to be a loss of 1 yard on the play, and that's just showing Savon Hines, who's listed on the roster at 6 foot 254 pounds, and Kaler, he's all of that.
I think he's bigger.
He is I don't think there is a percentage of fat on that man.
No. I mean, I remember last year, I checked black, which meant everybody's in protection. Chandler went up the middle. I saw him take Ethan Hall with his hand and Chandler with his hand and just press them. And I was like, I just got down. I was like, I'm not taking a hit from him. I'm not.
And listen, Ethan Hall, if he's watching
college
right now, he is. And he's probably having nightmares when you just mentioned Savon Hines' name. I'm sure he's locked in and watching tonight. Trips to the left side. Waylon Bruce remains to the right. Felty to pass, throws in the flat. The ball's complete, breaking a tackle at the 30-yard line, getting up near the 1st down marker on the catch and run for Grayson County.
And you're starting to find
Grayson Chaffins on the catch and run there for Grayson.
You're starting to find holes in one of the tightest zones that I've ever played against. And they know their zone, and they turn it into a man-to-man almost. It's almost like a match concept where somebody hits their zone, they take them. But if you can find a hole in Owensboro's zone, you're going to find a hole in about everybody's zone.
1st down and 10 for Grayson. They do end up giving Chaffins the 1st down on the catch and run, and the tackle broken. Really impressive if you're Grayson County. That's what you want to see, especially from Grayson Chaffins, who's one of those players I know that is coming into this game saying, this will tell me how good I am.
Yeah, because I know he has aspirations of playing after high school, so, I mean, this is kind of...
Read option kept by Felty. And he's going to be dropped for a loss of the play. That was one maybe he kept fighting with Van Meter a little too long.
The mesh point was too long. It's 2 shuffle steps, and that decision has to be made. And if you don't really have a decision made up by then, you keep it.
It's a loss of 3 yards on the keeper there for Hunter Felty. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 13 for Grayson County with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. See what the Grayson County offense draws up. We've seen the ball move through the air.
Yeah, and the main thing is it's time to throw. That's the biggest struggle.
Bruce is the blocker. Felty rolling out here to the near side. He's going to dump it off complete, and a big hit. Ball comes out, and it is recovered by Grayson County. As that was a heck of a hit.
Yes, it was.
And luckily Grayson County and slow to get up as Grayson Chaffins after that play. And, I mean, that, Kaylor, I'm sure Grayson Chaffins is seeing some little birdies around his head right now.
Luckily he got hit in the chest. So, I mean, there's not that big of an issue of a concussion, but
still.
That's a welcome to varsity moment for anybody.
Grayson Chaffins had a couple of those.
Yeah, I can remember last year to Hancock.
I wasn't going to bring that moment up, Kaylor, but you did. I was going to say, I wasn't going to bring it up. I mean, the man might have gone viral on TikTok for the wrong reason.
Hey, he still went viral on TikTok.
I've never gone viral on TikTok.
Me neither.
It's probably for a good reason. I probably have to be on TikTok, though, to go viral on TikTok.
That's true. I mean, Sawyer Drake, he was on ESPN's Top 10.
That is true. And my voice was.
That's all. Yeah, exactly. So you've been in on ESPN's Top 10.
I mean, I was the reason, right? Not Sawyer Drake.
Yeah, I mean, they were. Oh, yeah.
Felty just falls down as he looked up, and he was being chased by 3 Owensboro players, and he just immediately said no.
That is the smartest thing I've seen in a long time. That's self-preservation. Know when to use it.
Yes, because, listen.
You got 2 huge games coming up. You don't need to be hurt.
And Owensboro is now going to take a timeout with 1 minute and 42 seconds left to play here. In the first half, Grayson County trails 35-0. And Cougars going to be forced to punt. Kaylor, I think your call here is don't punt to Robinson.
Punt it out of bounds. I don't care who's back there.
In all seriousness, I'd almost rather go for it than punt it right now because Javion Robinson is doing whatever he absolutely wants on the offense on the punt return.
He's reversing field. He's making people miss like he doesn't even
left,
try.
Right.
Run him over. He doesn't care.
Right now, he can make a man miss in a phone booth.
And that's hard to do. I mean, I've tried to tackle kids from Owensboro. I'll try to tackle, what's his name? The Carbon kid last year. It is a lot harder than people think it is. You get those kind of athletes in an open field with more than a yard to move. It is the most difficult thing I've done. It was harder than playing quarterback.
And here's the thing. Kenyatta Carbon, he could play almost at a bunch of different schools. Mm-hmm. And I'm really going to be interested to see where he goes. Jackson Kane kicks this one. He's kicking it and angling it towards the sideline, and it's out of bounds.
I'm okay with that.
And that was not Robinson back there to return that one. In fact, that time they put Evan Hampton, the freshman, back there. And they weren't going to give him a chance either.
I mean, it's just everybody's getting punt returns today. I mean, might as well try it.
Heck, at this point, they might put me out there, Kaylor.
You could go for it. I mean, maybe.
Listen, I'm like,
it might be something about their uniforms.
I'm like Lightning McQueen. They say speed. That's me, Kaylor.
Yeah, I don't know if I've never heard that, actually.
You just haven't talked to the right people.
I'll have to talk to Jamar Chase on that one.
Oh, listen, Jamar and I, we work out together. I mean, clearly he's learned everything from me.
I'm sure. Okay.
First down and 10 for Grayson. To pass is Boone, throwing, and it is complete at the 45-yard line and trotting out of bounds. The pass complete on the play to Tavion Bennett, the 5'9" junior, as he crosses the 50-yard line and went from 143 to the other 43. And Owensboro going in the hurry-up offense with 90 seconds left here in the first quarter. Boone to pass, throwing again, and it's once more completed to Bennett. And again, he just goes out of bounds. It's almost the same play. And it goes out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, give him 11 yards.
The defense has to realize, not in the pass game as much for next week because Hart County really doesn't pass often, but if they can stop Owensboro's run game, that's going to be huge going into Hart County, who's one of the leading rushing
Boone rolls
teams
out to the right side, pass diving, and is it complete or not? We wait on the signal, and I think they are going to say the ball was found on the far side of the field. As a diving attempt on the catch was made by Ethan Pendleton, their leading receiver that's playing tonight. It was close to being a catch, and they are going to give it to him, a pickup of big yards on the play. Handoff right up the middle for Carbon, and Carbon is inside the 5, inside the end zone, but a penalty flag comes in with 58.1 seconds left here in this first half of play. And it looks like another penalty on Owensboro, and it is holding called against the Red Devils. And I'm sure that, Jay Fallon, he's looking at this and he's thinking, we're up 35-0.
But we have not played well.
No.
And it's almost that Nick Saban effect.
It is. And it is. He's probably going to go in there and give these guys the butt chewing of their lives.
Mm-hmm. Because of the penalties.
It is. And, I mean, if we're being honest, they could be up 49-0 without the penalties right now. Dumping it off to Carbon on the far side of the field. A nice low tackle on the far side of the field. Coming in to make it was Van Meter.
No,
that was Kenton Cornwell, rather.
Smallest guy on the team.
I think he only can go low. But that was a great tackle by Cornwell.
Because those are very muscular legs you have to be able to wrap up.
46.1 on the clock here in the first half. Boone, one more time to pass over to the far side on the curl route, and a nice stick and shoving out of bounds on the play. I think that might have been Mason. Was that Mason Carroll on the far side of the field?
Yes.
It was Mason Carroll. That was a great play by Carroll. And looks like we're going to have a timeout taken here by Owensboro. They got timeouts to burn, so why not burn one of these right here? As there's 6 yards on the completion. You're looking at 3rd down and short coming up here for Owensboro out of this timeout. And right now I think the defense has an opportunity here. I mean, listen, keeping them to not a running clock would be a win.
I mean, that's, if I'm going to be brutally honest, I thought this thing would be a running clock in the first quarter.
And honestly, I think that at the half, Brian Jones, too, he's probably going to have a lot of different conversations with this team. Probably going to say, we had some good things. That first drive really started very well for Grayson County. But then it's just like,
the one bad thing went wrong.
And it's the, one bad thing went wrong and then a second thing, and then it's the domino effect that rolled. It took me a second to remember what that game was called, Kaler. It's been a long day. Dominoes, it's been a long day. I just got to think of pizza, right? Bring up 3rd down and 2. Good. Wide receiver on each side. They'll hand it off. Right side, Winstead inside the 5, dives toward, but guess what? More laundry on the field as it's coming out left and right. Like I said earlier in the season, it's looking as there's another hold. There's laundry left and right, looking like my laundry basket at home.
And you got a bunch of yellow in there?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I have any yellow in there. But it's laundry.
I mean, I wouldn't think you'd have yellow. I mean, AFC North, the Steelers.
We don't mention that name on this broadcast, Kaler Decker. But center, I do my games for center. There's a little gold in there for center. I don't know any yellow, though, for them. There's just a yellow logo sometimes. Throwing over far side, almost intercepted by Grayson, and staying in bounds and getting across the 1st down marker on the play. Mason Carroll made an attempt on it, and it is complete to Pendleton on the far side. 10.9 on the clock. So ball's down to the 5-yard line. Owensboro does have one timeout should they want to use it. It's a handoff, bouncing it outside. Winstead, he's got the edge, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown Owensboro with 5.6 seconds left here in the first half, and they now lead this 41-0.
I mean, I like the play by Mason. I mean,
what do you have to lose?
He was being aggressive. He's like, you know what? If I get it, I'm probably scoring. If I don't, he's getting another 5 to 10 yards.
And you know what? You're down 35-0.
I was like, he's like, what can the touchdown hurt?
Yeah. Listen, pick 6 against Owensboro, you never forget that, as Andrew lands. No good. He missed it. His first miss of the season. I was going to say, that kick came out a little weird, and Andrew Lands misses his first. He is only coming into this game, missed 3 PATs in 4 years, and that's number 4. And at a percentage of 98.5%.
He's consistent. He's missing 1 year.
That's the end of the first half of play. It is Owensboro 41, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 400246.
Oh, the stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money, so...
if you guys want any... OMG, it's McGruff!
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog! He's a fake!
Oh! I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally...
Choice.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars trail this one at the half by a score of 41-0. And Kaler, I think in this first half of play, we're going to do a quick recap because we've got a great Cougar conversation coming up here in just a few moments as well. Very quickly, what is your thoughts?
I thought for the first couple drives, probably the whole first quarter, the fight was definitely there. They had that attitude of, we're going to be the aggressor, we're not going to let you walk over us. And then adversity kind of hit and bad things started happening, and you kind of saw that they just kind of gave up almost, and they're starting to lose it mentally. But hopefully having that halftime break can kind of re-energize them and kind of get that mindset back, and that's really what I'm hoping for.
We'll have more here coming up on the halftime show after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars trail this one at the half, 41-0. Kaler, how do you think the Cougars playing tonight?
I don't know if you're familiar with the band, but we got to be that kid that plays the second French horn. We just got to play better, and I know the music director wants it. I mean, Mr. Bell down there, he obviously wants it, but we just got to play better, keep our mind in the right place, and keep going.
Grayson County trails this 41-0 at the half, as the Cougar band right now is taking the field. And I like that right there in the center. In fact, if you're watching on K105 Digital Productions, there he is. It is your kicker, punter, tight end, goalkeeper, and saxophone player, Jackson Kane. I mean, the man does everything.
I wouldn't be surprised if he starts center this year for the basketball team. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised anymore.
Well, listen, Kaler, I'm telling you what. You didn't mean to give the perfect transition, but you did.
I did.
Because speaking of basketball, Cougar conversations, did you know who we're talking to? Or you just...
No, I had no clue.
Predicting? Well, we're going to talk to none other than River Blanton, getting his thoughts on basketball, fishing, and of course, my favorite question to ask these players as well is, Royal Rumble. We got to find out who wins on the basketball team. And then my favorite question, though, is who wins the coaches? Who wins the coaches, basketball coaches? And you got some size, you got some smaller players. It's not Travis Johnston. I will say that.
It'd be really interesting if Ethan Saltzman was the coach.
Now, Ethan Saltzman, I think, would be my money. But then again, it was interesting when we asked Colton Glenn that question a couple of weeks ago for boys soccer between his coaches that he'd had, and he said Josh Baldwin. But again, I think out of all people,
I get Baldwin.
Baldwin probably would be the one to beat Ethan Saltzman.
Yeah, I get that.
Speaking of River Blanton, though, we'll talk to him for our Cougar conversation coming up next. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Welcome back to the halftime show here on K105. It's another edition of our Cougar Conversations. Today, we are being joined by River Blanton, Grayson County High School basketball senior player. And River, first off, thanks for joining us. And second, if you were telling your story of basketball, you know, who you've played for, who you've played with, how long have you been playing, how does it go?
I've played since I was about 5 years old, and I played on a bunch of AAU teams and middle school and high school my whole entire career.
Last year, you all win the district tournament on a buzzer beater. Obviously, you were not the player that hit the shot, but what was that like even celebrating with Hunter?
It was crazy. The student section was just great, and everybody, the crowd was amazing, and just the way that it ended, it was good for our seniors. It was a good, hard-fought win, too.
You got some new faces back to the team and some old faces that have rejoined the team that you didn't have in summer with Dylan, Jack, and Camden. What do they bring to your team that you didn't have in the summer?
They bring a lot of fight. Everybody that's came back and everybody that's on our team is going to fight, and they're going to do their role and what they need to do for our team to be successful.
What have you as a player been doing during this offseason to try and improve your game?
I played with the AAU team from Lexington called Cave Gym Elite all spring and summer. And then we did summer ball, and I've just been working out in the gym and stuff.
This district coming up this year is wide open. There's a lot of really solid – I think all four teams are really solid. What does Grayson County need to do in your team to help keep the district title in Litchfield?
We all just – every day we got to bring intensity, and everybody's got to play their role. And we're just all going to have to play it together to be successful, which I think we're not going to have a problem doing.
As a team, what are some of your goals?
Our goals are to go above 500, to win a Christmas tournament, and obviously to win the district, and then maybe have a run in the region.
I know I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about some fishing.
Yeah.
You all won the region tournament for fishing for the first time. What was that like?
That was amazing. Traditionally, we're the farthest away from there, so usually we don't do as good as we do, but everybody did good that day, so we won the region. It was pretty exciting.
We'll jump in now to our speed rounds. This will be just quick questions, quick answers. What's your favorite memory as a Cougar?
Probably going to state in the 8th grade.
Pre-game music, what's in your headphones?
I like to listen to Taylor Swift.
Really? Okay, I wouldn't have come up with that. Are you superstitious before a game?
Nah, not really. I like to just hang out with my friends. On a bus ride, I take a nap. That's probably the only thing.
What's your favorite class?
Carpentry.
Carpentry, okay. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Good answer. That's the right answer. If your teammates had a Royal Rumble wrestling, who wins?
Me or Dylan Horn.
If your coaches had a Royal Rumble, who wins?
I'm going to have to go Coach Meredith.
I think that's the right answer. Could any of your teammates win American Idol?
Probably Zach Bratcher.
Okay. If your teammates had a strongman competition, who wins?
Probably me.
Would they agree?
Yes.
They're all now corralling around us. Could any of your teammates come close to outfishing you?
No, not a chance.
Who would come second?
Probably Hayden Robinson.
Hayden Robinson, okay. River, I appreciate it. Good luck this season. That has been our Cougar Conversation for this week. Our halftime show continues here in just a few moments.
Oh, stupid controller froze again.
Spending less money,
I wondered if you guys want any. OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff the crime dog. He's a fake.
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake, and so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. Let's take a bite out of crime together.
Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing it.
You are smart, kids.
You're smart. Buy smart.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, backpack kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Oh boy. What? We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars trail Owensboro 41-0 at the half. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here. And I think J.J. Thomas has just been drawn as the winner of the 50-50 raffle sponsored by the football team. And I think that's a pretty decent prize there, Kaylor.
That's over $5,500. Pretty good.
That's a pretty good prize. So J.J. Thomas, I think, is the winner of the. I know our good friend Roger Lush was wanting that name. He thought his was going to be drawn. He said he was feeling lucky. Sorry to break it to you, Roger. You didn't win.
He was lucky to be unlucky.
Good way to think about it. 41-0. Grayson County trails this one here at the half against Owensboro. And Kaylor, you have a running clock for the rest of this second half. Listen. I'm not trying to make this as a slight to you. You've been in this situation before.
Yep.
It sucks.
Yep.
But it's what you make of it, isn't it?
Exactly. And you have to make it almost a practice time for you and try to get better and see what you can improve on, because now Owensboro is going to put in their seconds, who are more close to a regular varsity team. But you're going to have to see what play is really working well for you and see what plays are just need to be scratched out and discarded as a whole, and what you need to work on, what you're good at, and what you can kind of build on going into the next couple weeks.
Grayson County trails 41-0. Second half's next on K105.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts. through high impact programs at all levels, connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real world skills for success. Together we are GC Connected.
Cougar football on K105.
Second half of action here at Grayson County High School as the Cougars trail Owensboro here at the half, 41-0 as we get ready to start the second half of play. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here on the call this evening from a chilly Cougar stadium, but hopefully the offense can heat up here against Kaylor. Listen, it doesn't matter if it's a JV team or not. You got to try and build yourself some momentum because next week you've got a Hart County team that's really good.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this being in the second half. I mean, you're building momentum going into next week, and if anything you did in the first half, guess what? Score 0-0 now. You're playing probably a different team. It's different guys out there. You might have one or two guys that are still playing, but I doubt Owensboro's risking their ones to be out there at this point.
Grayson County saxophone player Jackson Kane on to attempt the kickoff here for Grayson County. If you just tuned in, he's also in the band. He's also the kicker. He's also the goalkeeper. He does everything.
Also a defensive end.
Defensive end, tight end. It'd be easier for me to say what he doesn't do. Jackson Kane, a line drive kick. He falls as he kicked it. It's bobbled by Owensboro. Picked up at the 25-yard line, trying to curl around the far side to the 20. Space to work across the 25, to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. He's up across the 50, to the 40, to the 35, and finally shoved out of bounds on the return. A long one for Owensboro, and
I think that was their backup running back.
It was Winstead on the return. And they're going to say officially he runs out of bounds at the, looks like they're going to say the Grayson County 40-yard line. Yeah. So where Owensboro is going to start off, and I hope Jackson Kane's okay. He kind of slipped as he did it, but I think he did get off on his own power. In fact, it's actually going to be more like the 42-yard line for Owensboro. Casey Boone does appear to remain in the game. It's starting, and it's going to be a handoff right side on the sweep. Blocker in front of him, back towards the middle at the 20-yard line. Still outside to the far side. Kenyatta Carbon goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Owensboro on the first play from scrimmage in the second half. Taylor, I'll be honest. I'm surprised to see Kenyatta Carbon still in the game.
I'm surprised to see any of the starters still in the game. That's
a 43-yard touchdown run for Carbon. I mean, it's 41-0. I mean, now it's 47-0, but I don't know. Because, I mean, this Owensboro team is poised for a potential long run in the playoffs.
They always are.
And, I mean, now they're going to have to run into potentially, they will play the winner of Greenwood-Grayson County in the second round of the playoffs. And then the third round obviously turns into the RPI situation. But the run there by Kenyatta Carbon with 10:25 to go here in the third quarter puts Owensboro up. This is Cougar football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real world skills for success. Together we are GC Connected.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
Kenyatta Carbon gets a rushing touchdown, and Owensboro will kick this away to Grayson County. It's caught on the bounce by Mason Carroll about the 18-yard line. Carroll corrals it around to the 30-yard line, and that's where he slammed down. That's where this Grayson County offense is going to trot back out onto the field. And it'll be interesting here, Kaylor. What does this offense try to do here in the second half to try and build some momentum going into what will be a tough game against Hart County? Because Hart County is I mean, they're a really good team.
This is the best I've seen Hart County probably.
It's the best team that they've had pretty much ever.
I think it's the best team I've ever seen them have. So, I mean, you really have to get confident in what you're doing on the offensive side of the ball here.
Grayson County will have it on their own 33-yard line. It'll be I formation for the Cougars. Waylon Bruce and Jaron Van Meter line up in the I. Owensboro has 10 men in the box, and we have a whistle blown and a timeout taken by Owensboro with 8:17 to go here in this third quarter of play. As for Grayson County, we touched on it, barring one of the more miraculous comebacks in the history of the state of Kentucky, Cougars are now looking at Greenwood here in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And the Greenwood Gators are a very, very talented football team. But you look at the series history for Grayson County against Greenwood, and, I mean, it's not completely lopsided, as it is, in fact, 5-3 Greenwood.
I mean, and everybody on that field right there has never played them.
No.
I think the last group to play them was, I think it was my freshman year.
It was. It was the Cudarius Jennings year. Back in 2018, Grayson County won 35-14. I mean, listen, is Greenwood going to be tough to beat?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But, hey, welcome to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's tough to beat.
Absolutely, especially when you're the 3 seed. You're going to have to go on the road. You're going to have to go to the swamp. It's going to be a tough game. But you got to start to build some confidence against Hart County and then next week as well. It's a handoff. Bruce dives forward, gets up to about the 35-yard line on the run. As Owensboro leads 48-0 against Grayson County. We will have a running clock for the remainder of this game with 8 minutes to go here in this third quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 8. See a score update to bring you. Central Hardin leads North Hardin 30-7. 9:08 to go.
And what I wouldn't be surprised that Coach Jones starts doing is almost running plays that he wants to run next week and the week after and seeing how successful they are right now and kind of getting that game plan instituted now.
It'll be the I formation again for Grayson. Mason Carroll trots down here towards the near side. Grayson Chaffins off to the right side of the offensive line. Owensboro showing pressure. And the neutral zone infraction, I think, is what we are going to have called. I think that on the interior of the line was Jacorian Miller, the 6', 271-pound nose guard. Got a little too happy with the feet there. Gets it up to the 40-yard line for Grayson. Score to bring you at the half. Graves County leads Muhlenberg County 42-7 at the half. So that'll pretty much solidify. The score update that we do need to find is Ohio County, Breckenridge County. Maybe we'll look over at our producer tonight, Chase Blaine, and have him put on his score hunting hat and see what he can't find. He's pretty good at that. Handoff, Bruce dives left side, gets up to about the 42-yard line. You can give him about 2 on the run. As we'll try to see what the score is from that game. And it is 36-7, I think, is the score. Ohio County leads Breckenridge County at the half. That will put the Eagles in the playoffs. So you have Ohio County at Bowling Green, Grayson County at Greenwood. You'll have South Warren at Graves County, which is going to be a phenomenal football game. And then you're going to have Christian County at Owensboro. 3rd down and 2 for Grayson. They hurried up out of that huddle. It'll be the I formation, 3rd down and short. Shifting in motion to the left side of the line was Jackson Kane. And Felty didn't even have a chance to pitch the ball. He's immediately hit, and Felty is slow to get up after that play. And that is the last thing Brian Jones wants to see in a game like this. He hobbles to his feet, and he's going to run off here towards the sideline, and he holds his left hand, and that's not a good sign, Kaler.
No. The way he's ducking over, it might be more of his ribs.
Yeah, if it's ribs or
it might be elbow.
Whatever it is, he's not comfortable.
And the thing is, your backup's out.
5:30 to go in this third quarter. And I know what I know about Hunter Felty. He's a gamer. If he can stay in the game, he's going to stay in the game. And you just hope that and I'm sure Brian Jones in the back of his mind is also thinking, we play again here next week and we've got a playoff game. Do you consider saying Hunter Felty, hey, we've got Ethan Mudd. He's a freshman, yes. You don't necessarily want to put him back there against Owensboro. but you also need Hunter Felty.
Yeah, I mean.
And you go up to Ethan and you say, hey, bud.
I'm sorry. That's about the best thing you can say.
Yep. Or do you even just go Wildcat?
You could. I think that might be a decent idea, but I don't get why. So, yeah.
I think, is that Sawyer Drake as well, taking his pads off and walking off the field as well? Is there somebody heading into the locker room right here? It was 52, I think. 77 for Grayson County.
That's Winston Woosley.
Winston Woosley was walking off the field. As I saw somebody taking off, and it was a tall guy with black hair, so I assumed it might have been Sawyer Drake, and that is not a good punt for Jackson Kane. He took the advice to kick it out of bounds, and...
Well, they can't return it.
They can't, but it only goes about 8 yards for Jackson Kane. In fact, actually, yeah, it goes about 8 yards on the play in Owensboro. Let's see if they put the backups out there, if they're going to keep the guns, and...
No, the backups are out.
It is the backup quarterback, Trevor DeLacy. But they still have Deion Winstead out there, who is, again, as we mentioned, he's a backup quarterback for Owensboro. But on any other team in the state of Kentucky, he's their leading running back. 4:45 left. Owensboro leads 48-0. And it's a handoff on the sweep, left side on the run for Hampton. He's got space to work, breaks a tackle at the 30. He's inside the 20. He's inside the 10. He's inside the end zone. But guess what, Kaler? Holding called against Owensboro. At this rate, I think everybody's going to get called for holding on the Red Devils in this game. And I think if you're head coach Jay Fallon, who's coaching in his 100th game as the head coach of the Red Devils, that probably ticks you off.
It does.
Because, listen, Owensboro, if they're probably the people that are the most excited that South Warren beat Greenwood, because that means that they don't have to play Bowling Green or South Warren in the second round of the playoffs. They'll be looking at Greenwood or Grayson. But still, if you get to the third round of the playoffs, continuous holding calls. Yeah. I mean, you play a team like Frederick Douglass, you're done. Pass complete at the 50-yard line, and bottling him up near the first down marker on the pass completion. As in there on the catch was Winstead. As they'll get him down to the 43-yard line. Pretty much just gets that 10 yards back that he had lost on the previous play. Second down and 10. Butler County leads Clinton County 40-0. Third quarter of that game, so there's a running clock happening in Morgantown tonight as the Bears are in the playoffs as well. It's a handoff. Winstead breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's across the 40. He's across the 35. Bounced it outside the numbers to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. And he's shoved out of bounds inside to about the 15-yard line. Grayson Chaffin's in there on the shove along with Waylon Bruce. And looks like to the 15-yard line on the run. The first down and 10 for the Red Devils, 48-0. They lead at 3:10 to go here in the third quarter. The first down and 10 for Owensboro. Running back goes in each side of Trevor DeLacy. They'll hand it off on the sweep left side to Hampton. And Hampton is hit in the backfield and maybe looks like a loss of about 1 yard as he tried to sweep it out to the left side.
Yeah, that was Jaron that upended him.
Jaron, I think, has played a pretty good game for me.
He has. I mean, he's been in positions to make plays. It's just at his size against guys like this, it's almost the toughest ask of anybody on the planet to do.
Second and 11. We are in the running clock here in this game. We have a sweep left side. Winstead, he breaks 2 tackles. And tell you what, Kaler, he's just a heck of a player.
I mean,
Winstead on the run to the left side, and he gets down. Looks like they're going to say the near side official says down to the 9, so you can give him 7 yards on the run. I mean, gosh, this Owensboro team's just really good.
They are, and this is a different Owensboro team that we're used to seeing. I mean, they're not as pass heavy as they typically are.
But they entered this game averaging 9.8 yards a run, and
you don't have to pass.
No.
If you're averaging almost a first down and run, why would you?
No. I mean, and that's against good competition as well. I mean, Owensboro Catholic throwing on the slant, ball's tipped. Coming in there and tipping it. I think that was Kenton Cornwell that put his hand in there and tipped it up.
I think it might have been Braden Mudd. He was coming off the edge.
as it was almost intercepted too by Grayson on the potential interception, and that now
4th down.
It is going to bring up 4th down, and they're saying to continuously run the clock here for Owensboro with 1:17 to go. This is always interesting if you're Owensboro. It's 4th down and 4. Do you really need to go for it? You know, it's like, or do you try out Andrew Lands, give him a chance at a field goal, see what he's got? He's 4-4 on field goals in his career. They are going to go for it. They're going to hand it off to Winstead. He tries to get the edge. He's inside the 10, and stutter steps the 5, and he runs out of bounds.
Yeah, that's short. He needed the
and
4.
It's going to be really close.
He needed the 4.
And it looks like he does have enough for the first down, though, at least on the far side. I think he needed about the 7 on the run.
It looks short. Oh.
Far side does say he does have enough, so it's down to the 5, 4 yards, and it'll be first down and goal from the 5-yard line. Here's a little bit of a surprise score. Bullitt East leads Mail 24-7 with 9:09 to play in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
Maybe a little upset brewing in Mount Washington tonight. We got another penalty flag coming from the backfield.
Face mask.
And holding. No, it is.
Yeah.
Face mask called against Grayson County. Face mask called against Grayson County.
Yeah, I saw that one from up here. That ain't one of those 5-yarders either.
Well, technically, it's only going to be half the distance here.
That's
so it's
true.
only going to be
So,
about
I mean,
3
it's going to be
yards.
less than 5 yards.
So
it should have been, in any other case, about 15.
Well, who's asking, right?
It doesn't matter. They don't need any help.
Owensboro will not need to snap it again in this 3rd quarter as they lead 48-0. And it's going to be kept. DeLacy right side lowers his shoulder, and DeLacy is in the end zone. Trevor DeLacy from about 3 yards out. That'll be the final play of quarter number 3. Owensboro leads pending an extra point, which will be done on an untimed down. They lead right now. It is going to be 54-0 on the run by DeLacy. We'll tell you what happens on the PAT after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you dig.
With a My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Trails Owensboro 55-0 as the kick was good by Andrew Lands. And the Cougars are going to trot back out there, and it'll be interesting to see if, and right now I look down in Braden Mudd a little, I'm not sure if he was just putting his head down as he is limping a little bit. Hopefully he's okay on the sideline. And it'll be interesting to see if Hunter Felty goes back into the game at quarterback. You see, it looked like ribs, wrist, elbows, something. He was not in a good spot as he was coming to the sideline. And it'll be interesting to see if Brian Jones, what he does, as the kick from Lands is caught by Van Meter on the high bounce. It bounces into the air. Van Meter spins around to grab it to the 50-yard line, to the 30, to the 35, where he's brought down and shoved out of bounds. Nice tackle made on the play for Owensboro by Darion Crow. That's where Grayson County is going to start the drive here in the 4th quarter. They trail 55-0 with 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in tonight's game. And as we look out into the huddle, I don't see Felty yet. He is out there, okay.
Yep, I saw him. He has a glove on the left hand.
Which makes me think that it was potentially a hand injury of some instance, because I don't think he usually wears the glove.
Doesn't. Yeah, he wears it on defense, but he won't ever wear it on offense.
Let's hope he's okay. I mean, obviously he's okay. He's going back into the game. They're going to set up the screen. It's complete to Bruce at the 39-yard line, and Bruce is slung down as he turned upfield. He does get up, though, to about the 45-yard line, give him about 6 yards on the game. Kobe Glover in on the tackle for Owensboro. It'll bring up about second down and 4 or 5 coming up here for Grayson County. Cougars, as we mentioned, will be on the road next week as they will make the trip to Munfordville to take on the Hart County Raiders. What should be a good matchup against a really solid 3A team that they're riding high right now. Faking the handoff to Bruce. Felty stutter steps outside, gets down to the 50-yard line, and we got some more laundry on the field. And the laundry continues. Holding called against Grayson County, and that'll move the football back here with 10 minutes and 16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
We have not committed many penalties today.
I think other than I think the face mask was the first penalty committed.
Yep. And, I mean, that's one positive you can take in this game. We stayed disciplined.
$55-0. Under 10 minutes to play. Owensboro leads Grayson County. The Cougars have solidified who they will be playing in the playoffs. They're going to be the 3 seed traveling to Greenwood 2 weeks from tonight. Against a really talented Greenwood team. We head to the Swamp. No green or yellow or maroon that day. And one of the weirder color combinations in the state between green, maroon, and gold. In the gun goes Felty. Bruce to his left. Bunch down here to the near side. Felty looks to the near side. Steps up, rolls in the pocket, and he's going to be dropped and sacked back at the 25-yard line. And you can sense some frustration there for Felty. Taylor in on the sack. It's a loss of 10 yards for Hunter Felty, and this is going to turn out to be now third down and very long for Grayson. I think third down and 25, if I could do math correct.
And if you're a Hunter, you have to be able to, if you're going to take a hit like that. I mean, it's not that hard on your body. It's more of just you're almost sliding and the other guy's helping you slide.
It is easy for us to say that up here, though.
No, I've been there.
You have.
I know exactly what it's like. It's easier than taking a head-to-head helmet with number 50.
With Savon Hines,
I took one of those last year. It wasn't fun.
I can't imagine. Getting hit by him anywhere. Even a bear hug. They're going to set up a screen. It's a bubble screen caught at the 25-yard line, turning upfield to about the 30-yard line on the run there for Grayson Chaffins. And you can give him about 5 yards on the catch and run, and it'll be fourth down and very long, and Jackson Kane will trot out to punt away for Grayson.
And I'm sure Coach Jones is telling Hunter to self-preservation. Don't try to be Superman, because it's not going to change the outcome of this game. But it can change the outcome of the next 2 games.
Absolutely, because if Grayson County wouldn't have Hunter Felty for either one of those games, Jackson Kane boots it deep, and it's caught back at about the 30-yard line, and a chance to return for Robinson. And this time, Grayson County is going to stop him for only about a 7-yard return as he carries it across that far side. Gets up to the 38, and that's where Owensboro is going to get back out with 7:30 to go here in this football game. Owensboro leads 55-0 against Grayson County. This ball's placed on the 38-yard line. And for Owensboro, this is the first time, it's only the second time that they've run a play in their territory. It's a screen over towards the far side to the 40-yard line up to about the 42 on the pass completion. Give them about 4 yards on the run, on the catch and run. So we have just about 7 minutes left here in the game. And I think, Kaylor, I'll be interested to hear how Coach Jones takes this game because, listen, I mean, part of it you do have to realize you're playing Owensboro.
Mm-hmm.
But part of it, too, is he probably is a little bit frustrated with some effort. And there's a hit in the backfield and drop for a loss.
Because there have been points where you could tell the effort was definitely.
Will Scott came in across the edge to make the tackle for a loss on the run. And the defense has not had many positive plays in this game, but there's one for a loss of 5 yards from the senior Will Scott playing what will almost guarantee be his final game at Cougar Stadium.
Yeah, and there have been plays that you could tell the effort was not there. That wasn't one of them, but you could tell that there was times that it just looked like we kind of gave up.
And I think for Brian Jones, that is the most frustrating thing. DeLacy rolls out. Will Scott almost got him a second time. And he's keeping rolling now, dumping it off and throwing. Is it intercepted on the far side? Incomplete.
Oh.
Incomplete. I was almost looked like it was intercepted.
The way he's rolling, the white hat said it was an interception.
Well, on the far side.
Yeah.
It is. Nope. They're putting it back at the 30-yard line. I thought it was, Kaler, but
I saw the change of personnel.
Owensboro is going to be forced to punt.
I was like, maybe it was. I saw the change of personnel.
They're going to now give Jaron Van Meter a chance to return this punt with 5 minutes and 54 seconds to play here in the game. I'm not really sure why the clock isn't running, Kaler.
Oh, no, not my job.
It is not. There it goes. It'll be a punt for Owensboro. First time they've done that in this game. It's a spinning high kick, hang time galore, and it takes a bounce. And it's going to take a huge Grayson County bounce. And it's only going to end up being a very short punt, as it's actually going to be in positive territory for Grayson, as it's down at the 48-yard line. Only a 17-yard punt for the Red Devils. And the Grayson County offense is going to trot back out onto the field. And Hunter Felty talking with Brian Jones to see what he can't do here, and 5:15 to go in this contest. First down and 10. I like Tanner Finley.
Hmm?
The man runs out of the huddle
Exactly.
every single time.
The center has to. He sets the point.
And I like that. You wouldn't have thought that Grayson County was losing this. There's a high snap. Felty on the design quarterback run left side. He's across the 45-yard line. That's where he's going to be dropped down near the 44. You would not have thought that Grayson County was losing 55-0 out of what Tanner Finley did breaking that huddle.
No, I mean, and that's part of him, his personality and his mentality is he doesn't really show emotion on the field. I know last year he really didn't either. He stayed the same no matter what. And that's part of being a successful player is you have to kind of keep calm, cool, and collected and stay the same no matter what the outcome is.
And listen, he had to fill big shoes, filling in for Ethan Hall, who did a great job as a center for Grayson County. Second down and 7. In fact, Ethan's playing college football at Defiance. Felty dumps it off, low, intended for Jaron Van Meter, and it falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up third down and 7 here with 3 minutes and 52 seconds left in quarter number 4. Owensboro leads Grayson County 55-0.
And center is honestly probably the second hardest position on the field because you are the quarterback of that line, and there are times where Tanner is probably checking run blocks, pass protection, because there was times last year I didn't have time to check it, and I was doing other things with the routes or something like that, and Ethan had to do it.
Especially when you look across the guy he's blocking, Savon Hines.
Yeah, I mean.
Rolling down here to the near side is Hunter Felty, and he passes, and it is complete. Jaron Van Meter trots out of bounds to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up fourth down and short for Grayson County. Felty slow to get up after the play again. And he immediately walks over to Brian Jones. Felty's taking a little bit of a beating back there, and that's kind of what Owensboro does.
Yeah.
To you, Kaler, I'm sure you felt a different kind of sore the next morning.
It was one of the lesser pleasant sores. And everything, I mean, you're a lot more sore whenever you lose, too.
That is true. Fourth down and 2.
You're sore after every game, but if you win, you kind of don't really feel it.
It'll be fourth down and 2 for Grayson County. Ball placed on the 40-yard line. Grayson County trails 55-0. 2:38 left in tonight's game and counting. Trips to the left side. Felty, 2 pass. Throws at the sticks. Complete. First down, Cougars. Moving the chains goes Grayson County, finding old reliable Jaron Van Meter to the 34-yard line, 6 yards.
And just a simple stop route. Get to the sticks, sit down. I mean, it finds a soft spot in the zone, turn around, sit down. Hunter has to get it to you on time.
First down and 10. Grayson County, 2:08 to go here in the fourth quarter. Faking the handoff to Bruce. Felty gets away at first from one man, but he's slung down by Damian Evans, 6'1", 247 pounds. And Felty's dropped there as he almost was going to be able to get that ball away, but instead is dropped back to about the 42-yard line for a loss of 8. He was so close, Kaler, to getting that ball away.
And I think he still could have got it away. He was just a little hesitant to throw it because you have somebody right on you. You don't really want to have a missed throw in that situation because it could be a fumble. Or it could be a pick with how aggressive those corners are, so you're a little hesitant.
Be second down and about 17 for Grayson County. Trips down here to the near side. 1:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Felty, 2-pass. He's got all day in the pocket, now steps up, and at the last second he was brought down by his ankles. Jackson Kane at the end, he pancaked his guy at the end of the play. It's dropped back to the 45-yard line. Only a loss of 3 yards for Felty, which he was trying to make a play.
He was.
Stepped up in the pocket, and when he did, that's when the pocket collapsed.
And he has to be able to read the pocket as well as the downfield. I mean, the pocket is collapsing, which means you have to get outside of it. And sometimes whenever the pocket's kind of opening and those rush lanes are opening down the middle, that's whenever you step up and that's when you deliver it. But in that situation, you had to get outside.
Third down and 19 will come up for Grayson County. Probably have one more play in this game. It's 35 seconds to go here tonight. Owensboro is going to win this one 55-0 unless Grayson can score a touchdown on this final play of the game. Felty, 2-pass. One-step drop. All day to throw again, and again he's slung down at the last second. He had a long time to throw, but Owensboro brings him down, and that'll be the final play of this game. Grayson County presumably will not run another one. Your final score tonight, Owensboro 55, Grayson County 0. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
With the My Social Security account, you can request a replacement Social Security card, estimate your benefits, and more. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Oh boy.
What?
We better get out of here. That clown is about to hit a water line.
He didn't contact 811 to mark the underground utilities.
Nope.
You saw that coming. Too bad he didn't.
Know what's below. 811 before you did.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help.
Grayson County falls tonight 55-0. We'll come back and have a little bit more after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connected.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Every 3 minutes, a baby is born with a cleft, making it difficult to talk, hear, eat, and even breathe. Many won't receive the treatment they need to thrive. Through training and financial support, Smile Train gives the power of healing back to local communities so they can provide life-changing surgeries and other services at no cost to families. Help us change the world one smile at a time.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Every day, thousands of kids.
Navigating the maze of Medicare enrollment can be a confusing and overwhelming experience. State Health Insurance Assistance Programs, or SHIP, are experts on Medicare.
I felt like this place could really help me out.
They were so nice and helpful on the phone. I really do appreciate the fact that they take us seriously.
Local, unbiased, and trusted Medicare help. Contact the SHIP office in your area to make an appointment.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars fall tonight by a final score of 55-0 against Owensboro. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker back here with you here high atop the press box at beautiful Cougar Stadium. And Kaylor, we were just talking about some chicken wings, which sounds a little better than talking about this game, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I think this is going to be one of those games, and I'm really intrigued to hear how Brian Jones, head coach, takes this. Because, listen, it wasn't great. And this is the thing that's always tough with a game like this, because it's tough to say how much of this was Grayson County didn't play well, how much of this was Owensboro is just a really, really good football team, and what percentage of it is it kind of both, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think what happened is, I think the first quarter we played probably closest to the best that we played in that game. And then we had some bad things happen, and we just let it roll and almost snowball effect, and we just kind of gave up hope.
The play, I think, that changed the game was the botch snap on the punt after the first drive.
Yep.
Grayson County moved the ball very well. I'm trying to remember. It was fourth down in
about 4 or 5.
4 or 5. Grayson County made the decision to punt and then had a bad snap on the punt. Because of that, they just had to fall on top of it. And from that point, it was all Owensboro. And honestly, Owensboro kept shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, or it probably would have been a very different game. And I say that, and it was 55-0.
Yeah, probably would have been closer to 70, or it would have been 55-0 quicker.
It would have been. And I think that, right now Brian Jones, as he's getting ready to make his way up to us, probably part of what he's saying right now is, thank goodness that
nobody got hurt.
Hunter's probably a little shaken up, but thank goodness Hart County's very good. They're not Owensboro. And Greenwood, very good. Not Owensboro.
Nobody's Owensboro.
Nobody's Owensboro except maybe Bowling Green or
I think
that
they might be able to.
Yeah, they're close.
They're just as them.
Yes, they got a really good quarterback, Bowling Green. I saw him play earlier this season. Deuce Bailey is his name. He's about 5'11", athletic as all get out, can make all the throws. Just a really good player, and I know that if Owensboro, if you're watching with us and you're going to see him in the playoffs, he's a fun player to watch in seeing what he can do. Coach Jones making his way up. We'll talk to him next. This is Cougar Football on K105.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how's sketches? Ready? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes, look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you have to get it trending. Right, Backpack Kid?
Let's do it.
First, invite your kid to do the vape talk. Let's try this. All right.
Why is he here?
Yeah, I gotta get it trending, honey.
Come on.
To the left. To the right. Let's go.
Oh, honey, can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
I see a lot of your friends vaping.
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
96.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars have fallen tonight to Owensboro by a final score of 55-0. I'm joined now by the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones. And Coach Kaler and I were talking before we came in, before you walked up, that it was tough for us, and we were kind of curious in your opinion on how much of this was Owensboro's a really, really good football team, and how much of this was your team made some mistakes and didn't play the greatest at times in this game?
Absolutely. I mean, if you watch our opening drive, first 4, 5, 6 plays, I mean, it was to a T what we wanted. You know, we come out, we run the option, 8 yards, we run a little dive play, first down, come out, run the option, you know, another positive play. And, I mean, it was just clicking right along, and I was like, okay, here we go, you know. And, you know, as it wore on, they obviously are going to make some adjustments and started doing some things to try to take some of what we were doing successful away, and we didn't adjust right back with it. You know, and at times, you know, just I don't know the best way to put it, but these games expose who you are individually. And, you know, on one side of it, you got a kid like Kenton Cornwell. He's about 5'2", 5'3", about 110 pounds soaking wet, and just goes out there and makes plays. And, you know, on the other side of it, you got sometimes some guys that play a little tentative or a step slow, you know, unsure of their assignment or what they're supposed to do, and that gets exposed in these games. And I think we had some guys that consistently played their tails off tonight. We got to just continue to progress as a program where it's, 11 guys that just are dying to be out there, ready to grind, ready to scratch and claw and fight and battle. And, I thought we started the game that way. But we didn't always do that at times. And, there's a few times that, I wouldn't have wanted to be Hunter Felty, to be honest with you. We dropped back to pass one time and got two guys just run completely unblocked on the, when he jumped down on the ground there before the half. And, I don't have an explanation for that, to be honest with you. At times we looked really good. At times we looked really, really bad. There's no doubt they're a great football team. They're not consistently been in the top 5. Played for a couple of state championships over the last few years for no reason. That's not by accident. It's not just was like it was one year and it was, it's who they are. I mean, they're a good program. They're a great program, one of the best programs in Kentucky. We got to find and get to where, we're a program that is looking at that game and kind of marks that game as not something like you mark, oh, there's a win. But, hey, I can't wait to play those guys because I know I'm going to see great competition. And I've always said if you can walk back in the locker room, you can look at yourself in the mirror, you can talk to your buddies or us coaches and say, hey, coach, man, I was just giving it all I had, and that guy just whipped me all night long. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You're going to come across that in sports. There's plenty of guys out there that got up against a Michael Jordan or, played defense against a Tom Brady and said, man, I was giving everything I got. I just couldn't get that guy figured out. And if you can do that, you can go get in bed at night and everything will be okay. But if you walk back in there and be like, ugh, I stepped wrong or kind of, didn't get my hands on that guy, and that's something that you got to take up with yourself, I guess. I'm really interested to see the film back because I want to look at some individual performances that I think were a couple of guys that I feel like initially played extremely hard. The kind of people that we want to say that's Cougar football. I think there were some of those out there tonight. I think we found some of those guys. Kenton hasn't gotten a whole lot of opportunities, and I think he's one of them. So I want to see back as some individual performances. As a team, we didn't do great, obviously, 55-0. But I think we had a couple of those, and I'm really interested to see some of that back and see, confirm some of my initial beliefs. And I want to make sure we give those guys some props because they deserve it.
There was one moment that I know that we mentioned on air that at least stood out to me, and it might have been one of those moments that you were kind of talking about in that realm, and it was on that last drive with about 2 minutes left. You'd break the huddle, and Tanner Finley would sprint to the line.
Every single snap tonight. There wasn't one snap he didn't. And listen, you would have thought that it was the end of the McLean County game where every play mattered. Yep.
And, it doesn't matter if he's your X wide receiver where he's on the outside, but being a center, that sets the tone. I know Kaylor was saying the same thing. That has to at least make you feel good as a coach that guy, he's going to set the tone on that offensive line.
Yep, I pointed out at halftime. That's somebody that every play is going to the line of scrimmage with heart and pride. And I'll be honest with you, I may watch it back and their nose may have made some plays and everything, but initially I don't remember that guy causing near the havoc that some of the others did. And Tanner is an undersized lineman. He's undersized in height. He's undersized in weight. Everybody that he goes up to is bigger than him, probably stronger than him, even though he's a strong kid. He's one of those ones that I'm really interested to see the film back because he's on my list of people that I think gave it every ounce of what he had every play tonight, and it started when he broke the huddle, just like you said. We noticed it as coaches. Somewhere there, probably midway through the second quarter, I said, he's sprinting to the line of scrimmage every snap, guys. And then there you go, boom, he did it again. Boom, he'd do it again. Boom, he'd do it again. And I even said something to Coach Decker over the radio. I said, I tell me if I'm wrong. I said, but I don't remember their nose causing us a ton of problems. He said, no, he hasn't. And, so we brought that up at halftime. That in games like this, you're kind of trying to find out who some of those guys are. And I think he's one of them. Like I said, I mentioned Ken before. I think he's somebody. I think Waylon Bruce ran extremely hard when the ball was in his hands on the offense side of the ball. There's some others that I think, like I said, really modeled what we want to be about and how we want to be. And I just want to go back and, again, watch it and watch some of those guys and see if, sometimes you miss some things live and you think one thing, you go back and you realize somebody that you thought didn't have a very good game played very solid, and or somebody you think played excellent, and you go back and watch back and you see a half a dozen times they get beat or missing their assignment or something. So there's a list of guys we definitely want to go back and look at for sure, and no doubt I'm very pleased with what Tanner was doing, breaking the huddle and all that, because like you said, it sets the tone of the play. And I'd love 11 guys to be sprinting to the line of scrimmage like that. And that's something that we will point out on film on Monday. Sometimes the film starts after they break the huddle, but any chance we get an opportunity to watch him, that's going to be noted in film on Monday to watch this guy and what he's doing. And we got to get more like that. But it was a rough one, that's for sure. They're a very, very good team. Who knows how many guys they got going to play at the next level, but I'm sure it's a boatload.
So Owensboro, I know for sure, is going to expose weaknesses. I've been there. I know you won't know everything until you watch the film, but what was the biggest weakness that you saw got exposed?
Well, I'm a firm believer in games are won and lost, and the battle starts up front. And so they controlled the line of scrimmage better than we did on both sides of the ball. And then, on top of that, I didn't think we tackled very well. I felt like we did a lot of reaching and grabbing instead of accelerating through contact and wrapping up and doing the things we work on in practice. So, to me, initially, without watching things back, I'd have to say up front we didn't play very well, and then we didn't tackle very well on the defense side of the ball. There's plenty of times tonight that we were in position to make some plays that we didn't make. Jaron Van Meter plays the little bubble screen to the back out of the backfield perfectly. He's got him for a loss. We get a second guy there even, and he gets out of it and picks up 15. Those things can't happen against really, really good football teams. You got to make those plays and capitalize on them when you get the opportunities. And then, like I said, there's a few times felt he's no more than getting the ball in his hands, and he's getting hammered. The one here where we're under center, I don't think he took a step away from center and he got hit. The one that kind of hurt his hand, guy landed right on top of him. The pass play, earlier in the game where two guys come kind of scot-free and he just gets on the ground wisely. And so, those are some examples of up front. I think we did okay at times up front on the defensive side of the ball, but we get back to working with depth instead of working laterally. I noticed that at times. And, against a guy that's probably running in the 10s in the 100 meters, you can't work upfield on him. He's going to outrun you 100% of the time. He's faster than every guy we got, probably by 10 steps. You got to work sideline to sideline and laterally on him to have any chance of keeping him, kind of contained. And even then, a guy with his speed, it would be tough. But those are a couple of things just initially without watching the film that kind of stand out to me.
Now you're playing Greenwood in 2 weeks, but before that, you've got a game next week that I think is good tune-up because Hart County is a really good football team in 3A. I think they're having their best season ever.
Yeah.
I know that they're the number 2 seed. They just lost a tough game to Casey County last week. I think they're playing a team from Tennessee tonight. they're going to give you everything they have. And, I mean, I know that they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball, and they'll probably run the ball a little bit more after that.
Yep.
But they're also really big defensively.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to see from your team? I mean, taking this game as much as you can from it, leading into a Hart County game to try and get that good taste back in your mouth before you got a huge playoff game in 2 weeks.
Well, I told the guys there before I came up, I said, next week the thing that stands out to me about Hart more than anything is their physicality. They play extremely physical. They're gonna hit you in the mouth, and we've got to match that. We've got to respond to that with our own grit and physicality as well. And last year, I think that was kind of the big thing. They kind of come out to start the game and punch us in the mouth, and we didn't like it very much. And they were able to kind of just grind on us, and bad weather game and things like that. And so we've got to do a better job handling physicality with some physicality next week, because there's no doubt they're going to be big, strong, and physical. They remind me of your Hancocks and your McLeans, those county schools that are just some country boys that would run into a brick wall for fun, and that's them. And so we're going to have to be physical up front, and find some ways to move the ball. They're going to run a 3-3 stack primarily on defense that I'll be honest, I hate going up against. It's difficult to get a read on, because they never stay where they're at. Those 6 guys that are in the box are going to move, and some of the linebackers are coming, and you don't know which ones, and so it makes you play very honest to your rules offensively. And if you don't, somebody's going to come unblocked, and you're going to have a negative play. So going to have to work at that a lot this week, and sticking to our rules, and knowing kind of what the game plan is, and and really executing that at a high level.
Coach, I appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
Thanks.
That's head coach Brian Jones. Cougars fall tonight. We'll come back, wrap it up after this. It's Cougar Football on K105.
Hi, can I help you?
I just wanted to say thank you. Bye.
Can I help you?
Yeah, just wanted to say thanks.
For what?
For all the money that's been flying out of your drafty windows and doors this winter. It's just so generous of you. So, we wanted to say thanks.
We?
Yeah, the whole neighborhood's here.
Stop throwing your money out the window. Visit us at Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
We know windows and doors.
The builder's choice.
Connection. It's the name of the game in Grayson County schools. Connection with students, with colleagues, with community, through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connections that teach, that encourage, that build confidence, that show together we can, preparing students for life, equipped with real and real-world skills for success. Together, we are GC Connect.
Hi, I'm Janine Lucas with Wilson Muir Bank. Our focus is on building communities, and in many of our markets, agriculture is at heart of those communities. We are proud to partner with local farmers and value your role in Kentucky and globally. Our commitment runs deep because we understand your passion for farming. Many of us are farmers ourselves. Whether farming is your pastime or your livelihood, invite us to your operation or stop by our offices and let us know how Wilson Muir Bank can help you grow. Together we build community. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 403246.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back here to the fifth quarter show on K105. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker back here with you. Cougars fall tonight by a final score of 55-0. Kaylor, I'll be honest here, if you are still joining us right now, you probably don't want to hear us recap the final score of this. It wasn't pretty. And I think, honestly, we just want to start talking about Hart County because it's coming up. That might make you feel a little bit better.
Exactly, and that's the game that matters more. It's kind of your tune-up for the playoffs, and at the end of the season, that's what matters.
And listen, I know that Rick Stansbury, Western Kentucky's basketball coach, is not the first coach and the only coach to ever say this, but I know that whenever I was at Western covering his basketball team, his go-to line was always asking us, what's the most important game of the season? And Kayla, what's the most important game of the season?
The last one.
The next game.
No.
The next game.
Mm-hmm.
The next game is the most important game of the season because it's the one that is coming up. And for Grayson County, the most important game of the season is Hart County. I mean, really, like, yes, you're right. Greenwood's the most important game of the season. But Greenwood, you got to get through Hart County before you can get to Greenwood.
Mm-hmm. And
entering the playoffs with one win under your belt rather than a 2-game losing streak feels a whole lot better.
It does.
Especially just look at last season.
Yeah.
I mean, entered on a 3-game skid. 3-game skid, and you felt a little bit different. Or I guess it was only 2.
No, we lost.
Owensboro Hart, and then you played Owensboro again.
Lost
so you ended on a 3-game losing streak, but still.
The mindset's different.
Exactly. So hopefully the Cougars can pick up a win next Friday night. That'll wrap up our coverage tonight. We will see you next Friday night in Munfordville. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work. Alex Cook, Cody Brock, Chase Blaine. So for Kaylor Decker, on a night where Grayson County falls by a final score of 55-0, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.